Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to yet another episode of Bracket Up, where we back up our brackets with the arguing skills of Jack Kelly from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. My name is Andy Jerrick, and the premise of this podcast is quite simple. Myself and three of my best friends create random tournament brackets for all sorts of topics. We try and figure out what the best, worst, something in between of any old topic is. It ranges from the mundane to the slightly less mundane. Sometimes our brackets might have 64 entries March Madness style. Might be 16, it might be 24. Today it's 37. That's right, 37. And today's
Classic
topic.
Tournament number.
Classic number. Today's topic is going to be the 37 strangest wrestling gimmicks of all time. I'm the only wrestling fan here. The other three members right now are not wrestling fans. So these names and these characters are all completely brand new. They're going in blind. They haven't even seen what these guys look like. So at the end of this, we're going to try and somehow figure out what the strangest gimmick is. There's all sorts of them. So the way that works is it's a simple three-person vote. I'm going to abstain because I have an implicit bias here. So I'm going to let you guys do the voting, so we won't have any ties. We should move through that fairly quickly. Firstly, I'm going to go ahead and introduce the rest of my wonderful bracketeer boys. First up, right underneath me on the Zoom chat is Andy Mysek, / Roy Nader. Thank you, Roy, for letting us use your paid Zoom account. Yet again, you're the best.
We'll eventually get our own way of recording these.
Not anytime soon.
And with that,
Not anytime soon.
I was going somewhere. All right. Well, I was going to say, with that first awesome quip, here's Dominic Catalano. But Bill Johnson beat him with his second awesome quip. So, hi,
Hey.
Bill. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing today?
I'm amped and jazzed at the same time. And our third bracketeer here at the bottom of this beautiful Zoom chat is Dominic Catalano. How you doing, Dom?
Oh, I'm good. Can you hear me? Can you? You won't be hearing me that today, I hope.
We can hear you loud and clear. Hopefully everybody else can as well.
Thank God.
Awesome. That's what I like. So we might as well get started. Round one. This is kind of a play-in round. And again, if you've been listening, watching the other episodes, we kind of randomize this bracket so we don't actually rank them. So what's number one on our bracket would not be number one in, real life. So we just kind of threw this into a random number generator. And the first matchup is the Gobbledygooker versus Disco Inferno. And I made a little PowerPoint-looking thing over here that at least had what everybody looked at or looks like. So you'll have a visual. That is the Gobbledygooker.
Oh, where is
Take him in, boys. Take him in.
I don't see him.
Wait.
Oh, shit. Do you guys just do the
Only the
this?
screen you're sharing, yeah.
Oh, fudge me. Okay, let's see. Hold on. Can I do a new
I ain't
share?
no Kefler elf.
All right, hold on. New share. How about now?
Oh, God.
Whoa. Wait,
Oh,
what?
man.
The fuck is that? The goddamn Burger King chicken?
That
Is that
looks like the turkey from Thanksgiving.
What? How
Before
did
we
he
move
wrestle?
on, before we move on, what is the point of his gimmick?
So,
Explain everything.
Okay.
Yeah. I
yeah,
mean,
the Gobbledygooker came about in, I believe, 1990 in Thanksgiving times, back in November-ish, around. He was before, a few weeks before this big old pay-per-view that the WWE had. They were hyping this giant egg, just an egg, a big-ass freaking egg. What's going to be in the egg? It could be anything. It could be a Playboy Playmate. It could be a World Series title, trophy.
And it was this?
And they did this in the middle of a pay-per-view that people actually paid money for. And at some point, one of the announcers came down and was hyping up this, whatever's in the egg, it's going to crack open, it's going to hatch, and this thing pops out of the egg, and everybody starts booing.
As they should.
Why would you boo? I would be cheering.
The kids in the crowd, love that.
I knew God.
Most of the adults did not.
How long did this Gobbledygooker wrestle in this turkey costume?
I don't think he actually ever wrestled a match.
Oh.
I
Oh,
I feel
God,
like that's a point against him.
Yeah.
I think it was intended for him to wrestle, but the
Oh.
guy underneath this, you can't fucking see anything going on.
This was actually Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's first debut.
God, I wish that would have been hilarious.
This is gritty level awesome mascot costume.
He looks like a mascot for like a minor league baseball team or something.
Has he
minor league.
been seen since 1999 or no?
No, he was around for about a month. The guy who played the gobbledygooker was actually like a good wrestler, but he never, it's kind of hard to live that down.
Yeah,
kind of hard.
I mean, it's like, hey, look who comes in! It's the Gobbly. Hey, Gobbly, how's it going?
So all he did would be dance in the middle of the ring. When he hatched from this egg, him and Mean Gene Okerlund, the announcer, walked down to the ring, and they did a little like turkey in the straw, hey, 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 turkey in the straw, and they would like do-si-do around the ring, and that was it.
Yeah.
And then the segment was over.
See, this is what wrestling should be.
We need more of this.
There should be weird, like, fake animal people and, like, light shows that you think that they have magical powers and shit. It should be more like Dragon Ball Z, is what I'm saying.
Yes, the
I
goofier,
agree.
crazier, the better.
So who's going to get smashed by the gobbledygooker? Because this is going to be hard to beat.
Sure. It's going to be the disc. He's going up against the Disco Inferno.
I like this art. What year did the Disco Inferno debut?
2007, really I hope.
1995.
Okay. Well after disco.
So his character was modeled after John Travolta's character in Saturday Night Fever.
Okay.
Which wasn't Saturday Night Fever like in the 80s, like the early 80s?
It's like late 70s or like mid 70s. I feel like.
Hold on, I've actually 1977. So he's 18 years too late.
He could be John Travolta's son.
So
except this is like a 45-year-old man that I'm looking at.
Yeah, he's it's a mess. He would, disco his way down to the ring. They'd be playing some shitty disco music, and he'd disco his way down. And then he would bring a cheat sheet to the ring that would show him how to apply holds and do moves. Because evidently he was so fucking dumb that he didn't remember how to wrestle.
How do they show that during a wrestling match?
I think they actually brought down like a clipboard or something. They probably put it like under a turnbuckle, and he would go to it or something.
Who did this guy beat? Did he beat somebody?
He stayed around for like 6 good years.
And he won matches.
Oh yeah, he was fairly popular, I guess. He won a few titles.
Oh, man.
He won a few titles?
Yeah, nothing too huge. But...
Well, what is that? I guess I don't really understand what is that like the championship? Like how does that?
Okay, so he wrestled for a company called World Championship Wrestling, which is kind of the main rival to WWF in the mid-90s. And generally, titles are given to the best whatever wrestlers. So the main title would be like the heavyweight title, the world heavyweight title. And then there'd be like a mid-range title for guys who are decent, and then a lower title just for the sake of having a fucking title. He held that one at the bottom.
Okay.
Yeah, he never really got into he was never taken too seriously, I guess we'll say.
I can't imagine why.
Me neither.
He looks kind of like Joey from The Circle on Netflix.
Oh, he does.
I love that.
that just got him a couple points in my book. I thought this would be a runaway for the gobbledygooker.
All right.
Where did the gobbledygooker come from? Was that WWF or was that a different wrestling?
He was WWF.
Okay, so he's in the league that still technically exists today.
Yes, and WCW does not exist.
So you're saying that he may have a comeback?
The gobbledygooker?
Yeah,
any of them. I mean, any of these people, I guess, that are. I don't know if they're living. I mean, if they're not dead. I mean,
I'm not going to tell you that.
I'm not feeling good for Disco Inferno's life. I feel he's already old in this photo.
Well, he's
I think-
definitely doing cocaine if his name is Disco Inferno.
He's
Like a
52
lot
years
of
old.
cocaine.
He's
52
52. He's
right
52. Yeah, and the
Gotta make-
gobbledygooker is 65.
Oh.
So if you go to Wikipedia and type in the gobbledygooker, does it come up as the gobbledygooker or his actual wrestler name?
Yes, it'll come up as Hector Guerrero, the actual wrestler.
Guerrero
And
sounds
the
familiar.
same. Well, Eddie Guerrero. I don't know if you've heard of him.
That sounds
That-
more familiar, but I don't know wrestling, so I don't know who that is.
I've heard of him.
That's okay. He's with that same family. They're related somehow.
Okay. Okay, I
So
think
he's the son of the gobbledygooker?
Not son. I don't. Maybe an uncle,
Oh.
great uncle.
the son of the gooker.
God,
Okay,
I'm already laughing more than I thought I would be, and we're at the first two guys.
I think I'm ready to vote.
Okay,
I'll vote.
Bill, what's your vote?
I don't think Disco ever should have died. I'm actually going to vote for Disco Inferno.
Okay. Wow.
I'm actually going to vote for Gobbledygook because that's the gimmick. The gimmick, it didn't last long, and that's what I like about it. So
Short
So
and sweet.
I was gonna vote for Gobbledygooker,
Oh.
and then I was gonna vote for Disco Inferno, and now I'm back to Gobbledygooker.
Back to the gooker, huh?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's okay.
It was close, though. I didn't think Disco Inferno stood a chance until I saw just this. I guess this guy's in his mid-20s looking like he's 40.
There's
Yeah,
no way he's
Naturally
in his
40 years old.
He looks, well, actually, yeah, in the night. He's probably in his 30s.
He was born in 1967, so 28 years old to
he
start.
looks a lot. He looks a lot older. Like,
God.
when I was 28 a year ago, I did not look like that.
I just turned 29, and I look like a child
This-
in comparison.
This could be us.
Dear
If
God.
our lives were a little different, we could have been Disco Inferno.
They were just a little bit better. A little bit better. We could have.
Awesome.
Rest in
All right.
disco heaven.
Do you know? All right. Did you put in the votes on the bracket, Andy?
Yeah, I'm just going to let you guys keep looking at the screen of the wrestlers. So
Awesome.
since he's gone, one last little bit of trivia about the Disco Inferno. His finishing move was called the Chart Buster.
I love it.
All right. So
what I
you
will
know
s-
what that is? What did he do?
I believe it was like the Stone Cold Stunner when you kick a guy in the stomach and he bends down and you turn around and you grab him like on your shoulder and you fall to your ass and you break his jaw.
What I will say, Andy, for at the end of the round, just show
Yeah.
the bracket as well for all 2.5 people who watch this.
That's fine. Sure, I'll go back to it in a little bit.
Also to remind me because I'm an idiot.
Yeah, no problem. All right. So
yeah, of course.
So we've got our second play-in match coming up here. Firstly, we're going to talk about the Misfits in action. And they're
That's the
coming
full
up.
name. The
That
Misfits.
is those are the Misfits in action.
Oh,
Now,
there's
there you
like 10 of them.
yep, they were a full stable, and I figured it'd be easiest to just kind of clump all these jabronis as one group of people. These guys also wrestled for WCW. So from left to right, this is Captain/General Hugh G. Rection.
So, did he originally start out as a captain and later become a general? Or was he just called Captain General?
You know, I'm not sure. I don't know.
What branch of the military did he serve?
Oh, that's an army man. That looks like an army man in my opinion.
Yeah, probably.
So we've got Hugh G. Rection,
I also like that he's wearing a missing in action shirt. Like just
Misfits in action.
oh, is that
Yeah, I guess they had merchandise.
Oh, is this like a military themed group?
I guess so. Yeah, they were.
oh yeah, because she's
terrible
got
movie.
camo.
Mhm.
Camo. They all
They
have
got
camo.
camo
Except
pants.
for,
Oh god, that looks more like pixel art.
But the picture's not of the greatest quality either.
No,
I did
no,
what I
no.
could with Google.
Look at those.
I know.
They look awful. All right, go to Mr.
Next up, this is GI Bro.
Oh.
Next to him,
you can't just gloss over
Oh.
that.
I'm sorry,
What's his name?
GI Bro.
Jesus Christ.
Next up, this is Lieutenant Loco.
Okay.
And this is
Yeah.
Chavo Guerrero Jr. He's related to Hector Guerrero, the gobbledygooker.
This is like a dynasty.
It's a big old soap opera. Behind him is Sergeant AWOL.
He kind of looks like a mix of Kurt Cobain and like Will Ferrell.
Actually, it might not be Sergeant AWOL. It's either Sergeant AWOL or Private Stash.
All right.
I'm very sorry. This lady over here, her name was Major Guns.
I thought it was major like bazookas, bazookas. Hey.
And this
She looks
final,
like Dee from It's Always Sunny.
a little bit, yeah. She's a bird. And this last guy poking his head out is Corporal Cajun.
Corporal what?
Cajun.
Cajun?
Did he have an accent, like a Creole accent?
Yes, I believe he did.
Oh my God,
That's- That gave them like 10 more points in my book.
So
All of their names are just really good, almost dad level puns.
Oh, they're-
GI Bro.
Mhm.
Beautiful.
I do appreciate how diverse this group is.
This is the original Suicide Squad. So
I do feel like they could have their own comic book series that like came out in the 90s and lasted for two
Issues.
yeah,
Issues.
Yeah, they started off in April 2000, and they had broken up by January 2001. Not very well lived.
Were they
dare you
good?
say
No, they
I wasn't expecting it to be so recent in our history.
yeah.
Was this WWF /
This
W,
was-
or was it
no,
WCW?
This was WCW. It was right at the
Ah.
ass end of WCW.
So they were in the
And
failure league.
Well, an argument could be made that if they stayed together, 9/11 would not have happened.
Oh God! Oh God!
And if the gobbledygooker had wrestled for 10 years, 9/11 might not have happened either.
That was
True.
Okay.
Oh, well, we're
So
canceled.
I'll let you guys-
just keep going.
Yeah, I'll let you guys think about the Misfits in action. And they're going to be going up against Arachnaman.
Are some of these fake?
No, I promise. I promise. Both hands to God, these
this-
all are real things.
He
This
looks
is actually
like the Shocker.
Yeah, I was saying this is Stanley's original design for the Shocker. Here's an idea.
Shock.
The Shocker.
It's like a fat guy going to fucking C2E2 dressed as the Shocker.
It's like
Yeah.
a Thanos costume and a Spider-Man costume crossed together.
Yeah, it's. I'm getting some Wario vibes here. It's like
Yeah, he's got those colors.
Yeah,
He looks like a California raisin, or like he'd be on the box of like a box of Raisinets.
if you
Okay.
zoom in on the face, it's very unsettling because of the face piece, the mouth part. It's very unsettling.
Yeah, it's just black, right? You don't see his
Yeah.
teeth.
I don't,
Okay, tell me more about him.
So he only lasted for maybe like a month or so because Marvel threatened legal action.
No shit.
Just
Oh.
obviously he bore such strong resemblance to Spider-Man.
I like this.
Also, the Shocker.
Sure.
I feel like wrestling should be more like superheroes. Like I kind of like this.
I think he had some sort of shitty web shooters as well.
Oh
or,
my
like, He would like
God.
throw webs into the crowd or something.
That's
Um,
dope.
He didn't last very long.
Did after they threatened legal action, did he get to at least like do a different thing as a different kind of wrestler, or is
Yeah,
he just
so-
okay?
They probably just said, "Hey, don't do this or else we'll sue." And so WCW again was like, "Okay, we'll have him do something else."
Yeah,
I always thought WWF/E was ridiculous, but 3 of the 4 we just met have been from WCW, and they're all really weird.
Oh yeah,
I feel like if I was a fan of wrestling, I would be a WCW guy because I like where their heads are at.
yeah.
but see,
Suicide
my
Squad, knockoff Spider-Man. I mean, what?
But my
This is
Like
favorite,
this is
But
this
the
is
best
fun.
so-
Like it's inherently ridiculous.
but
So
the best
why
so
not
far
go
is the
even-
gobbledygooker, and that's WWF.
True, but they didn't like let the gobbledygooker flourish.
They did
They
exactly.
cut it down. They were
You
like,
know.
no, this is too nonsensical.
Yeah.
And what were we thinking?
Yes.
Talk about one who flew over the cuckoo's nest, am I right? More like the gobbledygooker's nest.
Uh,
All right, guys. Which one do you think is stranger, weirder, more fun? Which one do you like?
See, I would say this one, knockoff Spider-Man is weird.
oh,
But I think
actually,
I think the Suicide Squad's more fun though. I mean, you got a whole.
did they ever fight together? Like, did Arachnoman ever go up against Sergeant Conan?
No. The Misfits in Action were all at like 2000 or so, and Arachnoman was, I think, the early 90s. They never crossed paths.
Disappointing.
I feel like his backstory. Oh, like
He was bit by a spider, a radioactive wrestling spider.
I feel like I've seen weird groups before, and other than the funny dad puns, it's just not as outrageous as this. And they're getting sued by Marvel or threatened to be sued by Marvel. Look at him.
That mouth, it's haunting. I can't stop zooming in. I keep.
He gets my vote.
All
Arachnoman.
right, so we got 1-1.
Oh, also, his name is Arachnoman, and they didn't
I gotta
even
vote.
get sued by Spider-Man.
I don't think. I mean, yeah, it's pretty close. I'm gonna vote for Arachnoman though. I'm
I'm
like
okay
it.
with that. I'm okay with that. Like, I'm
There-
not mad. I feel like it was a win-win, but I think Arachnoman deserves this one. That smile. Look at keep going back to.
There are no losers in this bracket.
They really
Everybody
are.
wins. All right, moving on to our third play-in round. We've got Doink the Clown, and I added a little something else. Doink and Dink the Clown.
Wait, is this a doll or a little person?
That is a little person.
Oh,
This is like this is like when you're at the store and like, hey mom, can we watch It Part 2? It's like we have Part 2 at home.
Like, yeah.
This is It Part 2 at the home version. They're like the Dollar Store Tree or Dollar General version.
Oh, is this WCW again?
Nope, this is WWF.
okay. Is this what year is this?
Like 1990,
80s?
1992, and he
90s,
stuck around
okay.
for maybe like 3-4 years.
What about Dink?
Dink was okay. The original Doink, I don't know if it's exactly this guy. I believe he died from a drug overdose. And then
Wait, which one is
Doink is
Doink?
the full-sized man on the right here.
Yeah, get it, Dink. Dinky.
And I believe he died from a drug overdose. And then they got a new guy to do the Doink gimmick. And then I believe they brought in Dink at that point.
It's pretty fucked up that they had a wrestler come in and was like, yeah, so we know this guy died. His costume's in the back. We want you to wear it now. That's really messed up.
He died in the costume. We got it off him though. So
I feel like when
Doink.
they came
Okay.
up with this, there had to be some cocaine involved. They're like, all right, you know what? It's like when
Cocaine is involved.
it's like Donk isn't working. You need the sidekick. Dink. We need a Dink.
So, all right, I am going to amend myself a little bit. He didn't die, but the original guy who portrayed Doink did leave the WWF, I think due to drug issues, but he didn't die. And then eventually they got somebody else to start the gimmick over again.
He symbolically died, though. Symbolically.
That makes everything about this okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
this might give away our end of the podcast thing, but we wrote down how many we think are going to be dead. Do we count
And
both Doinks and Dink in that?
I was thinking about that because there was like 12 people in MIA. So
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, you guys can. Well, shit. I don't know if Dink is dead or not. I don't know who portrayed Dink. I didn't go that much in depth. I did look at all of the members of the Misfits in Action, though.
Okay.
I did
Stick
get all
with
of them.
my number because it's a nice,
Yeah.
good number.
Yeah.
Of course. So, all right, there's Doink and Dink, and they are going to be going up
Doink and Dink.
against nobody other than the Kiss Demon.
This is just.
Just Gene Simmons
All right.
in demon clothing.
Is this one of the members of Kiss?
No, he's a wrestler, not Gene Simmons or Ace Frehley or Peter
How
Criss or the other one.
quickly did Kiss the band sue this guy?
So here's the thing. Kiss the band did not sue these guys. This guy was from WCW. Kiss and WCW struck a deal together.
Okay, so
Created
that
a
makes
Kiss-themed wrestler, so that had Kiss's approval.
Yeah. Okay, that makes
Did
sense.
he use his tongue in the ring?
I don't know if he had a crazy tongue or if they kept that a normal tongue. I'm not sure.
I feel like they would have to have made it a really long tongue.
How long did he last?
Oh boy, not very long. Maybe like 6 months or so. No, maybe longer. I don't know.
I mean, I think I already know the answer to this question. Who wins this round?
I mean, this is pretty funny.
It's funny,
It's like-
but doink and
like-
dink.
That's like if Imagine Dragons signed a deal with WWF.
Okay, look,
So,
we're doing worse bands later, okay?
I'm gonna stop
Let's
you.
not get into that.
Right there. So the Demon, this guy, was supposed to be the beginning of another stable of wrestlers in which they were called the Warriors of Kiss, in which each of the original members of Kiss would have their own wrestler modeled after their likeness. So you are on the right track with the Imagine Dragons analogy.
Oh, nice.
Fuck.
That'd be like if Burger King and WWF came together. It's like we have the Whopper right here.
Oh no, that wrestler's coming later. Don't you worry, Dominic.
I do want to say the band Kiss with the wrestlers Kiss eating like at an old country buffet together.
Oh God, you know they did. You know they went to the buffet.
Yeah.
They got steak and lobster.
I still think I
You
know
think
my
this
answer.
guy got to like hang out with the band to find out enough information to come up with the persona, or were they just like, go for it, man?
It's like,
You
hey,
do
here's
you.
the face paint. Here's the face paint. Kiss. Do what you gotta do.
It's pretty great.
God, it was rough. All right, what are we looking at vote wise?
Yeah, I'm going with the double D over. The
Doink
doink
and
and the
Double
dink
D.
and dink.
Double D all day.
All right, we're gonna sweep.
I think so. I want to know more about. I feel like we know everything there is to know about the Kiss Demon. And there's got to be like some hidden layers with Wink
Yeah.
and Dink.
Next cosplay event, I'm gonna go as the Kiss Demon, and people are gonna think, oh, Gene Simmons? No.
The
Kiss
Kiss
Demon.
Demon.
All right, so 3 for the Kiss, or not 3 for the Kiss Demon, 3 for Doink the Clown. So we move on to our next matchup.
Whoa!
This is Brother
Whoa!
Love.
It's Bill if he was a wrestler.
Yeah. Brother Love.
Oh my god! I was gonna ask if this was an incest-themed wrestler, but as a joke. But now I see this.
So
Fairly
Brother Love,
confident.
his gimmick was kind of that he was a Joel. This was before Joel Osteen, but that type of a sort of preacher character who was smarmy and dishonest and hypocritical.
That's pretty great.
So
But
he
he's
would.
a wrestler.
Yeah, he's not a wrestler. He was a
What?
manager. He didn't really wrestle matches, but he would be out all the time and managing other dudes. When he would talk on the microphone, his little catchphrase was in a southern accent, "I love you." And
I'm a little disappointed he wasn't a wrestler.
Yeah, that takes away a little from
How
him.
much crossover is there between managers and wrestlers? Like, how often does it happen in wrestling where they're wrestlers losing and then the manager jumps onto the stage, takes off his shirt, revealing giant muscles, and starts winning on his own accord? Like,
I've
once
never.
every how has that not happened?
Usually
has
it's
to
the
have-
opposite. The manager, and if a manager and the wrestler are feuding, they'll break off, and the manager stays a bad guy, and the wrestler is a good guy who eventually gets revenge on the manager for screwing him over. It's usually not the opposite, where the manager is emancipated into wrestler
No.
form.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
I'm not saying it wouldn't. I'm just saying I can't remember it happening.
WWF, you need new ideas. Call me.
You're not
I'm
wrong.
available.
Please.
I know what you guys need.
All right, I think I know enough about Brother
Okay.
Love.
moving on. Brother Love, he loves you, is going up against PN News.
Okay.
So PN News was a WCW character in the early 90s. He was fashioned. He was kind of a rapper, hip hop sort of guy.
Early 90s, you say?
Yeah. Fashioned after PM Dawn, which I guess I had to look up, was an American
Yeah.
hip hop and R&B act. So
Okay.
I guess he's just sort of a hip hop fat guy.
You see what? You know what? As much as it's disappointing that Brother Love wasn't a wrestler per se, I think he has at least more originality than PN. I feel PN News is just like just going with the fad of the time.
He's a clear ripoff.
Yeah, I'm feeling it.
Yeah.
I like Brother Love. I actually really like that concept that he has.
Yeah, the smarmy televangelist.
That's clever.
He lasted for a very long. He still shows up randomly.
Really,
Longevity gets my vote. Brother Love.
Brother
PN News
Love.
probably isn't around anymore, is he?
No, God, he's
a
stopped
PN.
wrestling
Is he
a long
what?
time
PN
ago.
dead?
I'm
What
not
we
telling.
should be
I'm not
doing.
PN telling.
What we should be doing is writing down all the people we think are dead with our
think are
number.
Oh, that would be.
Because PN News is top of my fucking list.
Hey, he could have come around. He could have found Subway.
Hey, it's Jared.
Yeah. Oh.
This is what he was doing in the 90s.
So I can assume that all three of you are voting for Brother Love.
Brother
Yes.
Love.
That was an easy one.
Yeah, I would say after this, you should tweet if they're alive or not. Then like hashtag.
At Brother Love WWE. You alive?
Yeah,
Bro, you kicking?
Oh, I think Brother Love's still alive.
Andy
News.
gave it away and said he still shows up
Yeah.
from time to time.
Yeah. I'm probably
Could
going
be
to do
his
that
ghost.
multiple times.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on to the very last of our play-in rounds. This first competitor is the Yeti.
Oh,
It's a mummy.
No, it's the Yeti.
What? I'm already infuriated.
So the Yeti started out in 1995 with WCW.
of
and
course.
He was initially introduced inside a frozen block of ice.
Okay.
And he would break out of the ice. And I don't know why he doesn't look more like a Yeti and less like a mummy. I agree. He does look very much like a mummy.
I like the gimmick
It's
of ice.
yeah.
I like ice.
Yeah. I'm the Yeti.
I don't get the mummy thing because
did the
just
Yeti-
doesn't got one.
Did the Yeti wrestle?
A little bit. So
Was he a manager?
No, he was actual wrestler. The very first time he came into the ring, he was wrestling he interfered on behalf of the Big Show against Hulk Hogan, and they both grabbed Hulk Hogan, one in the front and one in the back, in like a bear hug. Except the Yeti, while trying to simulate squeezing, was just humping Hulk Hogan's ass.
All right, that's points. That's points.
Someone should ask Hulk Hogan about that for sure.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan's one of the few celebrities that I've met.
You've met Hulk Hogan?
I mean, I think so.
Backtracking.
This was in Florida. I was on a boat, and he was on the beach, and I waved at him. I'm like 75% sure it was him. He waved back.
Okay, Bill.
He was like 6'4",
Yeah, right.
had the blonde mullet, sunglasses. I think he lives in Florida.
He does.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
how many of those people? I guess that's
Hundreds.
kind of yeah. There's probably a lot of
But
those.
how
people.
many of
It's
them are
Florida.
professional wrestlers?
He was pretty jacked. I mean, he looked like Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, that's a pretty spot-on description of him.
Don't take that story away from
Yeah.
me.
I won't. All right, so that's a little bit on the Yeti, and let's see who he's up against in this play-in round. It's Bastion Booger.
I like how you don't actually have to be an athlete to be in wrestling.
Oh, especially in like the early 90s and late 80s, the fatter the better.
Oh boy, I could fit right in with these guys.
Like,
I mean,
who
well,
is
no,
the?
you can't.
Are there any like really fat wrestlers that had no athletic ability that were like really top of the top? Like,
Well, what's
one-
surprising is the very best ones who are even really, really fat were well athletic. We're good athletic people.
I'm sure they were.
The
actually.
the biggest one I can think of is Yokozuna. He had like a sumo wrestler gimmick. He was about 650 pounds. I'm not
Holy-
joking. He's the biggest person you'll probably have ever seen in your life. But he could run. Like, he could run the ropes, and he would bump. He would fall to the ground if someone,
Wow.
drop kicked him or something or clotheslined him. Like, he could actually move. And it's incredibly impressive. Because how many people do you know that are half that size that can't run? And this guy could
lot.
legitimately run back and forth.
That's pretty impressive.
There were a few very impressive guys who were absolutely massive. Bastion Booger is not one of them.
This guy looks like he runs a car X.
Yeah, he looks very like sleazy, like he's gonna try to give me a really a shitty discount on something. It's like, hey, buy the used Honda. Trust me, it's great mileage. Throw an airbrush.
So I got a little bit of history about Bastion Booger. So before he was Bastion Booger in the WWF, he was Friar Ferguson. He was the mad monk, and the Catholic Church got pissed off about that. So
Really?
WWF changed his gimmick, and also because he was so fat, as a punishment to Bastion Booger. So he would be the least serious person in the Federation.
Oh.
He was basically just a very slovenly, sloppy, gross person. Like that was his gimmick. He was just gross.
I feel kind of bad for him. Like, he was at least like had like a holy persona, and they just like fucking just degraded him and demoted him. By the way, you're no longer a friar. You're a booger now.
I do feel for it. Like, that's kind of depressing.
Do you feel enough?
Like, he gets to the highest place in his career, and they make him into a booger.
Yeah.
Do you feel bad enough for him to beat the Yeti, though?
I think I'm gonna give the booger my sympathy vote for this one because the Yeti's just like the Yeti. Hey, I'm the Yeti. I humped Hulk Hogan. This guy, I mean, he's just down on his luck. He needs a win.
I feel like what was it WCW or WW?
For Bastion Booger was WWF.
WWF. Did they like threaten other wrestlers that they would have to lose to Bastion Booger if they like fucked up? Like, was that a punishment?
I don't know. He didn't win a whole lot. He wasn't around for very long, and he didn't win very many matches.
He needs a win, guys. Come on. Like, I don't really rally for votes. He needs this one, guys. The Yeti, whatever, but the Booger, he's just down on his luck. Just the WWF, just fucking him over.
But do you want the Booger to lose here and be done and be like, all right, it is what it is.
I feel like if he keeps coming up, it's just going to get more depressing.
Yeah, he's just going to get beaten down by the next
At least he
one.
won something. At least he won something. Now this one,
No.
he moves on. He won't go
All right,
far.
we got one.
I agree with the Catholic Church.
Bill, you're going with the Yeti?
Yeah.
I don't agree with the Catholic Church, but I'll still vote for the Yeti.
I would like to make this very clear. I'm not going to say that joke.
Sorry,
Let's
Tom.
keep going.
All right, the Yeti wins, and so that concludes our play-in round. So now we've got 32 guys left. Do you want to see the bracket real quick, or do you just want me to move on to the next round?
Let's check
keep
the
on
bracket
going.
quickly, I
Let's check
think.
that bracket.
Okay, let me switch my screen.
I think it's good
I
visually
do-
for the 2.5 watchers.
Andy Jerrick, can you send me a picture of Bastion Booger online so I can make him my screensaver?
You make him your Facebook profile picture.
Oh my good God!
I'm Bastion Booger.
You want it now?
No.
please.
After
Okay.
the show.
Yeah, sure. Alrighty, so round 2's coming up here. So our very first matchup. So in my little PowerPoint thing, all I've got are the next guys that we haven't seen yet. So the next person is a Spirit Squad because we already know what the Gobbledygooker looks like.
A real
Make sense?
winner, that gobbledygooker.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm going to go back to my little PowerPoint thing.
If I need to remember, I could just pull up on my phone. as
Sounds
well.
good. All right, so hopefully I did this right. The next one is the Spirit Squad,
Oh, God.
and they are male cheerleaders.
To be fair, Julian was a male cheerleader, and if I laughed at him, he'd break my skull. So
I'm not saying there's anything wrong
I mean,
with it.
I-
That's
but
awesome.
it's wrestling,
I
though.
feel
It's
like, yeah, the wrestling club is making fun of male cheerleaders by making actual grown men that they employ do this.
and when you put it that way, it's kind of funny.
were they actual cheerleaders, or that was just like their gimmick?
That was just their gimmick. They're just regular wrestlers. Maybe they learned a little bit of cheerleading, but it's not like they did much in terms of like pyramids or stuff like that. So there are 5 of them, as you can see. This one over here, all the way on the right, this is Nikki.
Do they all have girls' names?
They all have very similar names. So
Okay.
this is Nikki. This guy over here with the big nose is Kenny.
Okay.
The rest of these 3 fucks I don't remember, but one of them is Johnny, one of them is Mitch, and one of them is Mikey.
Mitch. Such a douche name, Mitch.
Yeah. Mitch is not a friend. Was it a friend? We say fan or
Friend-
friend of the podcast?
Friend of the pod. He's
Mitch.
Is Mitch our first enemy of the pod? All Mitches?
Yeah, I'd say so. Andy, Mr. Jerrick, is there a wrestling federation that's just gay wrestlers? This is unrelated to the Spirit Squad.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised.
There should be.
I
I
bet
feel
there's
like-
a small one somewhere.
I feel like there should be. That'd be so fun.
There's a handful of gay and trans wrestlers who are
sure there are.
performing in like the big companies right now.
Yeah, in the like WWF and stuff. Okay.
Yeah, there's some ones out there. I don't think these guys were portrayed as homosexuals.
No, this was unrelated to the
I know.
Spirit Squad.
No, I
I was just curious. Like,
Unrelated.
that thought just popped into my head because there should be like a. But if they've already.
Digging that hole
Yeah,
deeper,
I
Bill.
I don't know. I wasn't
I'll
trying
send
to. I was just curious.
And canceled.
so the
I wasn't
Spirit
trying
Squad,
to.
they stuck around for a while. They were in WWF for maybe 3 to 4 years or so as the
So-
Spirit Squad.
Did they last longer than Bash and Booger?
Oh yeah.
Poor Booger.
Yeah, way longer. The guy all the way on the right, Nikki here, he still wrestles for WWE under a different name and gimmick, and he's actually really good.
Oh,
What was his name? Nicky what?
Well, it was just Nikki. They didn't have last names.
Oh.
They weren't.
Who is
good
he
enough.
now?
Dolph Ziggler.
that's pretty dope.
Dolph is actually a really good wrestler. This guy also, after the Spirit Squad broke up, had a small amount of time still wrestling for WWF. But all in all, yeah, one cool thing about them, their finishing move, at least one that I saw them do a handful of times, it would be all 5 of them on one guy, and they'd each grab a limb and throw him up like a parachute. And he'd go about like 10 feet in the air, and he'd just slam to the fucking ground. It was brutal.
I mean, that sounds pretty fun, actually.
Yeah, like it was pretty impressive.
Were they good?
They were okay. I mean, decent enough. They won some matches. They feuded with Triple H. You know,
Okay.
Like, there were
not bad.
people that were fans of the Spirit Squad.
well, they were portrayed as bad guys, so
Oh.
probably not, because nothing says bad guy like male cheerleader.
How dare they have a hobby that doesn't align with mine?
We, the Bracketeers, do not discriminate against any jobs. So
Discrimination and people who discriminate are not friends of the pod.
I bet these guys are all still friends.
They might be.
Who's alive, Bill? We don't know that yet.
Well, we know at least 2 of them are alive.
Yeah, but there's 3 here. Boy, my number sounds a lot lower now that I'm looking at all these people.
Yeah, I didn't think about teams.
So we voting?
Yeah. So, do you think the Spirit Squad is goofier, stranger, better than the Gobbledygooker?
There is nothing that says gimmick more than something that lasts one night, 1 month is so outrageous that his boot immediately has a pay-per-view event dedicated to it. The Gobbledygooker.
All right,
is
The
Gobbledygooker.
Gooker! The Gooker!
2 for the Gooker.
I'll vote for the Gooker.
All right, 3 for the Gooker. He moves on in a smashing. That doesn't
The
really
Gooker.
surprise me either. Good job, Gooker.
The Gooker.
So if the Gooker wins, we're all getting tattoos of it, right?
Yeah.
I would not be mad. All right, next up, we've
right
got
here.
who's up next? All right, so Gooker moves on to the Sweet 16. We've got Tugboat.
Yes.
It's Dave the wrestler now.
I love it.
It's
Fun.
great.
It's like
Tugboat is the only guy who's the guy who portrayed Tugboat is on here twice. I won't tell you who the other one is.
Gobbledygooker.
No.
Yet,
Don't,
the Yeti.
don't guess yet. Don't guess yet. It hasn't happened yet.
Okay.
This guy
Coming
looks
in
like
the
a
future.
brick shithouse. He is huge.
Yeah, he's billed as 6'3" and 383 pounds.
Wow.
That's a big boy.
And about 50 pounds in each bicep.
And he's ass cheek.
I like to think that he has a really high-pitched cartoon voice.
I don't think so. I want to say I've heard him talk before, and it's as gruff and deep as you might think. This is something that I want to do for a handful of wrestlers. On Wikipedia, they have the ring names that these guys have gone by, other than these very popular ones. And this guy's got some fucking winners.
Okay.
So, other than Tugboat, he's gone as Big Bubba, Big Man Steel,
All right.
Big Steel Man,
Ooh.
Bubba the Belt Collector,
So,
Siegfried the Giant, Sugar Daddy, Tugboat Thomas, Tugboat Tyler, Typhoon, and U.S. Steel.
And we settled with Tugboat, which is legitimately the best one.
It's really not bad at all.
I'm liking the
I like-
Bubbas. Yeah, the Bubbas, you know?
A lot of Bubbas. So one of Tugboat's main, times in WWF was when he was part of the Natural Disasters tag team with Typhoon. Or no, wait, with Earthquake. Tugboat and Earthquake, the Natural Disasters.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, he also fought Hulk Hogan a lot. Go Tugboat.
Did he win?
Oh, God, no. Nobody beats Hulk Hogan in the late 80s.
Yeah.
All right.
We could. There's another universe where this guy's Hulk Hogan,
Yeah.
I
Tugboat. Tugboat. Tugboat.
the most beloved wrestler. Just
All
seems so arbitrary. I love Tugboat. I would die for him.
Tugboat was pretty fucking cool.
I like his posture. It looks like he forgot, he came home from working late, and he's like, "Hey, did you do the dishes?" And you just like look at disappointment on his face.
Yeah, the dog just peed on the rug. He's like, "What did you do?"
Boop, boop.
All right.
He does have like a tender look about him.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Could be. Tugboat is going to be going up against the Red Rooster. So as you can kind of see, the Red Rooster had a mohawk that was dyed red.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of a faint red in this picture, but that was the best one that I could find.
Is this guy in jail?
No, God, no.
He
No,
looks
Bill,
like
he's dead.
Yeah, it's one of those two.
And if he ain't in jail, he dead.
So the Red Rooster was in the late 80s, also WWF character. He was described by his manager as somebody who could not navigate his way through a wrestling match, so he would constantly need instructions from his manager. Almost like Disco Inferno. I didn't know there were so many guys who forgot how to wrestle. Somehow got
Why is that a gimmick that wrestlers have? Like,
I
this
would-
wrestler's so dumb, he forgot how to do his one thing.
Uh-oh,
Like, what?
he forgot his job.
I don't
So
know.
dumb.
I'm sorry.
Imagine any other job where you're just like, I don't know what I'm doing anymore. What am I doing?
That's when you sign another contract for another year.
Yeah, right.
Guaranteed pay.
They're paying him money. They're paying him lots
You know
of
what?
money.
I don't
It's gonna be
even
every-
give a shit about the Red Rooster. Like, he has no appeal. Like, his little fucking faux hawk bullshit thing. Like, you have to zoom in. Like, you have to zoom in to see that. And it's like little, like, 3 pieces of fucking hair. I'm Tugboat all the way. Fucking Bubba.
Team
I love
Tugboat.
Tugboat.
Yeah, there's no way Tugboat loses this matchup.
All right, big sweep for Tugboat. That was an easy one. All right, let's move on. This next one might be funny. Oh, they're all pretty fucking funny. This is Duke the Dumpster Drosy.
Was he just like the janitor? And they were like, "Hey, we need a guy."
Yeah.
He was the garbage man.
That was
I
his
think-
name, he was the garbage man.
He was the garbage man. In the mid-'90s, the WWF, I don't exactly know why, but they gave so many guys jobs as a gimmick. And you'll see more of them on this list. And there's a lot that I left out that weren't, just didn't quite make the cut. But I thought this one deserved to be in there.
I mean, it's because it's just the horrors of capitalism. We're defined by our jobs.
Hey, at least the WWF, they're like, hey, you know what? We got jobs. We want to hire people. You know what? We'll give Joe Schmo a job,
Hey, now,
hey.
garbage men make good money. And now he's got wrestler money? And now he's got wrestler money? Duke the Dumpster over here is living pretty.
They wanted
What, do
a
you think
regular.
they paid them like their gimmick job salary?
That would be funny. They probably made more money than their gimmick job. You can make good money as a wrestler, even if these guys weren't very good. They may have gotten good contracts.
Boy, I would feel bad. I feel bad for like Jenny the grocer then.
What would you think? Like, I guess I don't like. What would his paycheck look like with inflation today? Like, how much is this guy raking in with his wrestling?
I would say he'd probably be making, since this was the mid-'90s that he was a character, and he'd probably be making around at least over 6 figures currently.
Good for Duke the Dumpster.
Yeah,
I mean that's not bad for a guy. He only lasted for a couple years. That's what happens when you are billed from Mount Trashmore, Florida.
I feel like if he was an actual garbage man, though, he'd be making close to that. And he'd have
veteran garbage man.
Pension.
Yeah, he might have gone the wrong
He'd have a
way.
retirement account.
Dude,
This doesn't seem like it's sustainable.
All right, who's good old Duke up against?
All right, Duke is going to be going up against Mantower. I figured we wouldn't need a title for Mantower.
This is amazing.
That's terrifying.
So realistic looking.
Okay,
So,
so he
what's his backstory? What's his backstory? Because I'm curious, like how they're having
He grew up in a maze.
Of Greek legend.
He grew up in Detroit, actually.
6'2".
Actually, the guy who played Mantar was born in Omaha, Nebraska.
Oh, I thought this was an actual Minotaur.
No.
This is a person?
Yes, not an actual Minotaur. I'm
It's
sorry.
a Minotaur.
It was a Mantower. What's a
Man-
Minotaur?
Mantor.
A man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So he would charge his opponents, head down like a bull, trample them, he'd moo at them. And that was usually before the match, and I believe he would take off, all of this here and just be his normal human face, which kind of loses a bit of the mystique.
Yeah, he should have remained the Mantar.
I just think it'd be very hard to wrestle with this on all the time.
Yeah, I can only imagine how hot it was. Probably imagine like a crowd of 1,000+ people wrestling, making moves.
But this is what I like. I like that they just throw all logic out the window, and they're like, "Yeah, this is a man Minotaur hybrid."
Mantar.
And that's amazing. They should have more of this.
He's gonna go so far in this bracket.
He has to.
They should have swords. It should be. Wrestling is held back by
The limits of the human mind.
Yeah.
So we're all voting for Mantar, right? Like,
Oh.
there's no
I forget
question.
who he was up against. It's Mantar all the way.
Yeah.
Sorry, Duke the Dumpster Drosy.
Oh,
gone.
yeah, okay.
I pray the day when it's a
How much
gobbledygook.
does a Minotaur make?
Probably not much. He wasn't around for very long.
I
That's
wonder
the
why.
problem with wrestling.
Like,
Yeah,
just imagine, like right now, like the Undertaker, his final match was fucking was this. That'd be
He
fucking
get-
gold.
He gets mooed out of the stadium.
Yeah.
Oh, I like
And then the Mantar wins.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Mantar wins. We're moving on to our next matchup, and we've got the Shockmaster.
Is that a
Stormtrooper?
red helmet?
Yeah,
Stormtrooper.
that's a
Yeah, it's
stormtrooper
just-
helmet glittered.
Yeah, I believe that's what it was. It might have been a toy helmet or something like that. Yeah, it was a Star Wars Stormtrooper helmet painted purple, covered in silver glitter.
What's his
Fantastic.
gimmick? Does he
Well,
electrocute people?
No, it doesn't electrocute people. So he had probably the most iconic first impression of anybody in wrestling. On a segment hosted by Ric Flair, the good guys were confronted by some bad guys who were trying to figure out their new partner. It was this guy. Sting, a good wrestler, exclaimed, "All I have to say is our partner is going to shock the world because he's none other than the Shockmaster." The camera then zoomed in to a section of the set, this set right here, this yellow wall, which he then bursted through, but he fell. He tripped on something, fell through the set, the helmet flew off. He had to hold his hand over his face and his head while scrabbling to find the helmet, and then put it back on, and then complete the segment.
Oh, what a sad man.
What if in an alternate universe he nails it and he's like a giant movie star today?
Yeah.
I
He's
wish.
the Dave Batista of our
Yeah. The Shockmaster in Disney's The Jungle Book.
As Mowgli.
You just can't wait to be king.
That's a different movie.
I don't care. I don't care.
So,
God.
how long did he last after his debut?
Oh God.
That's it. He fell and
Well,
he's out.
okay, not very long. The three guys. So you remember that he was introduced as a partner. So the three guys on the other side said, as he fell down, they said, "Oh God." Another guy said, "Who is this motherfucker?" And the third guy said, "He fell flat on his arse. He fell flat on his fucking arse." From that point, you can only go down. Like,
Yeah. You can't be a hero after that.
Is he up against somebody we've already seen?
This is depressing.
yeah, not yet, not yet.
Oh.
Who's
Yeah, the
up against-
Shockmaster is, I think, more sad than anything.
It's a Shakespearean tale right here, you know.
I'd love to see Shockmaster versus Booger.
Booger Man.
Sadness.
I feel like they live together in a duplex.
And they call each other, "Hey, Booger, can you pass me the salt?" Okay, Shock.
Shocky.
Don't fall again, shit.
Oh, fuck you, Booger.
And then on the couch late at night while they're watching Hannibal, their hands brush against each other's. They fall madly in love.
I'd watch that.
I ship the Shockmaster and Booger Bastion for sure.
Oh, that'd be I stand them. I stand the shit out of them.
I agree.
All right, let's see if this next guy can knock out the Shockmaster. It's Abe Knuckleball Schwartz.
Is he from the Purge?
No, not from the Purge, not from the Warriors. It's Knuckleball.
This
I don't need to hear his story. He wins.
The only words he should be saying are, "I'm a baseball."
Or out. Strike one.
So, oh god.
This
So,
is
okay.
terrifying.
This was in 19. Oh dear God.
Was he like? Is his origin story was someone threw him was he like a Jewish baseball player and like someone threw a baseball at a synagogue and then a Jewish curse turned him to a baseball?
I wish that's probably better than what his actual story was.
There should be more gypsy curses in wrestling, I think.
Yeah.
He was just used as just lampooning the 1994 Major League Baseball strike. That's all. They're just trying to
They're just making fun of that.
making fun of baseball. Yeah, that's really
He
it.
looks like an intern. He's not. There's no like muscles or anything. He's just some guy.
Just looks sad too.
His eyes, they're so haunting. Like if you zoom in, like it is like I feel some type of way right now. It's like
I think he's an unpaid intern. He's like, I have to live with this for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I think I stopped breathing for a minute.
Pretty bad. He came out to a carnival-like version of "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." That was his wrestling music.
This is gonna be really awkward around Halloween. If we all go to the same party and we're all dressed as knuckleball shorts.
I know he probably didn't play like very many matches, but every win he should have increased his number on his shirt.
Little streak going. That would have been fun. Yeah, he didn't win much at all.
No shit.
It was pretty awful.
I vote for Knuckleball.
Yeah, so Knuckleball Schwartz
It's not
or the
his
Shockmaster.
choice that he won or lost. Like they write it, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Yes. Yeah.
But
Allegedly.
would you write this guy as a
Allegedly.
winner? Would you
No,
write
of
this guy
course
as a winner?
Of course not. But I can't blame him that he lost.
No, but I mean, no shit, he's gonna lose.
I feel
most of the
kind of
time.
bad for him because I'm pretty sure he's just like, all right, he goes into like the writers' room thing, he's like, hey, Knuckleball, you're losing again. It's like, oh man, if I
It's
win
not-
at least one.
He's going through the script like, did I win? Did I win? Did I win? No. Knuckleball, come on.
It's like, oh, it's not even close. He just ragdolls me for 10 minutes.
My question is, did Knuckleball ever fight the Booger, or that two different times? Like,
They were around kind of at the same time, but I don't know exactly if they fought each other.
I guess I guess we should ask. Yeah, bingo. That's up front. Did any of these people fight each other?
Probably. I'm sure at various points they did, but because these are all so terrible, it's not like they were hardly ever on pay-per-views, which is really the only thing I kind of go back and watch.
imagine your first pay-per-view event and it's Knuckleball Schwartz. Like,
He's leading off the card.
That's pretty wild. People pay to watch this.
That also happens to be the same episode that the gobbledygookers finally announced.
that's you just quit. You just quit wrestling. You're like, I'm done. I'm gonna take up knitting or crocheting.
All right, guys. So Knuckleball Schwartz or the Shockmaster?
Knuckleball.
They're
Hey,
both
1,
so
2, 3 strikes and you're out at the old ball.
I honestly thought the Shockmaster was going to be the saddest story we heard today. This guy his eyes are so haunted. I'm going to vote for him.
2-1 for Knuckleball. And here's a little bit of trivia. The Shockmaster and Tugboat are the same guy.
Really?
No!
Yep.
That is really hard to hear.
That's the same
Was
same person.
the Shockmaster like his big break and he fucked it up?
No, the Shockmaster was in WCW, and that was after he was Tugboat in WWF.
I
guess he jumped ship and got a new gimmick.
I like how you say you die for him, Bill, and then you're like, he's so sad.
Yeah.
Well, he is. It's
That's
really
so depressing.
Yeah. He had glow down. This is not a glow up. He's just like,
No. The Tugboat persona was amazing.
This is like the boating version of 9/11 right here. So.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Ugh. All right, moving on. This is Uncle Elmer.
Hey, that looks like my uncle.
So you guys,
it looks like a guy named Uncle Elmer.
so you
Just
remember when you heard all of the different gimmicks of Tugboat / the Shockmaster?
Is this also
This
him?
is no. This different guy, but I'm going to do the same idea with Uncle Elmer, and we're starting out. He's been known as A-Team, Big Tex, Ed Younger, the Congorilla, Cowboy Frazier, Farmer Boy Frazier, Giant Frazier, Giant Hillbilly, Hillbilly Elmer, the Pascagoula Plowboy. That's my favorite name.
It's pretty
Of
great.
any wrestler ever, the Pascagoula Plowboy. He's also been Playboy Frazier and Plowboy
What's with the
Frazier.
Frazier thing?
And
Was
Tex
this
Frazier.
during the time Frazier was really popular on TV?
It's spelled with a Z and not the S of the show. I don't know. He wrestled in a million different places. He probably just had to change his name a little bit. The Convict, the Country Plowboy, the Giant Rebel, Tiny Frazier, Tiny the Plowboy, the Lone Ranger, and Lieutenant Frazier.
And suddenly he's got a rank.
This
Is
man has
this-
range. He has range, guys.
Yeah, I don't think Uncle Elmer is gonna be voting for Joe Biden. So
He's the Daniel Day-Lewis of wrestling for sure.
Oh God.
Oh,
Yeah, so he was just a hillbilly. Like that was his gimmick. He was a
That
hillbilly.
was his thing.
The guy behind him,
Yeah.
if you can see this other guy in the dark blue overalls, was Hillbilly Jim. They were partners and cohorts. They square danced in the middle of the ring.
They made moonshine.
They probably made some moonshine.
of course.
what was his move? What was his signature move? Do you know?
Oh God, he probably just jumped on people and just went,
Yeah.
He squealed like a piggy,
Oh God.
chased them around, greased them up.
oh God.
Imagine him in the shorts, fucking wrestling. Oh God. Oh.
Yeah, if he was wearing little trunks, I shudder to see that.
Yeah.
All right. So now you know a little bit about Uncle Elmer. So let's move on and let's see who's going up against. Never mind. It's not Eugene. I blew my load a little bit early. It's Arachne
Oh, no.
Man.
I think Eugene also blew his load a little bit early.
Yeah.
Let's get back to okay,
So-
sorry. It's Arachne Man versus Uncle Elmer.
Oh God,
Ooh.
easy win.
Really?
I'm an Arachne Man fan.
I don't know.
stand
I like
Arachne
Uncle
Man?
Elmer.
Yeah.
I like Uncle Elmer.
Arachne
think-
Man comes out here dressed as fucking Spider-Man, throwing
I-
webs in the crowd, and gets sued by fucking Marvel. What a gimmick!
I feel like there's probably more than a few hillbilly wrestlers. At least.
Oh,
back
there's
in
been
the
a bunch.
You're fucking
Yeah.
hillbilly Jim
Vince
back there.
McMahon loves hillbillies. He
I love
loves hillbillies. There's
Is
almost
this-
always some sort of hillbilly gimmick going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this the only hillbilly on the list, or there's more? That's just like surprise.
No, I can say that is the only hillbilly on this list.
Okay. I think I much as I like Uncle Elmer, I feel like the
Arachne
uniqueness
Man?
of
Yeah.
Disney Spider-Man, the heel.
I do like Marvel Spider-Man. I'm gonna vote for Marvel Spider-Man.
Yeah.
All right, so that's 3 votes for Marvel's Arachne Man over Uncle Elmer.
His name is fucking Arachne Man.
All right, next, I will unblow my load, and we were going to fucking talk about Eugene.
Eugene.
And guys, I don't like using this word, but Eugene's gimmick was that he was mentally retarded.
Well, I already don't like him.
Because
That
he's
was his
mentally
gimmick.
retarded. Oh, I
He's
can't be doing
the guy who portrayed Eugene is not retarded. He's
I
He's
hate
not.
him more now.
What year was this?
2004.
2000. Oh,
That's so not that long ago.
No.
I already hate Eugene.
Oh. Fuck Eugene. I was not expecting that from him.
I don't remember the exact story. I don't think the guy who portrayed Eugene, it was his idea. I don't think he went up to Vince McMahon and was like, I think I should be mentally retarded. I don't think it was his idea.
I wonder how many people went to Vince McMahon and were like, hey, I got an idea for a wrestler. All right? He's a wrestler, but his IQ is a little, it's a little.
We're talking.
Another hillbilly. Another hillbilly, you say? Wow. I mean,
so you can see.
What describe his wrestling career?
So okay, you can see right here on his jacket that it says, "Hello, my name is Eugene." He debuted as the special and excited nephew of the Monday Night Raw TV show wrestling general manager. He was supposed to be like, his wrestling ability was due to all the people that he watched. He would mimic their moves. So he would do Hulk Hogan's leg drop. He would do the Stone Cold Stunner. He would do the Rock Bottom. And he would then like dance and shit. And everybody loved him. He was a good guy. Like he was portrayed as a good, nice guy, which, he was. But he would just mostly copy other people's moves and then get like angry when he was getting beaten up. And then he'd get real, real strong and then beat up. I see you down there. Yes, I think that was kind of the part of the plan too. And then he'd eventually, Hulk up and beat his opponent.
I'm feeling like this was their way of like, hey, let's do a positive message toward people with autism and show like they could do anything, but it just comes across so poorly.
Oh,
look at how they wrote it. Like, hello, my name is Eugene.
Yeah,
it's so offensive.
Not good.
It was. So I had a friend who started getting into wrestling around this time, like late 2003, before Eugene. And as we're watching the show, and like Eugene comes on, and as Eugene starts getting more popular, he buys a Eugene T-shirt. That's the only wrestling T-shirt he ever owned. Never owned a Rock, never owned a Stone Cold, never owned an Undertaker. He owned a Eugene shirt.
What?
Wow.
What?
That's. Oh God.
How long did this horrible crime go on for?
2017.
No, it was only about 3 to 4 years or so. Which, I mean, is pretty fucking long.
We were in high school.
Yeah, that wasn't that long ago. That was like 2007, 2008. So.
Yeah,
we were graduating high school soon.
Oh, here we go. I found his T-shirt. I'm going to switch screens real quick.
Oh, no.
Oh, dear God. It was just his face. Dude, that's pretty bad.
So who's getting a clear bye into the next round?
Yeah, I can't vote. I can't condone this. That's terrible.
All right. So,
I mean, we've all clearly shown we're terrible people, but we have our limits.
Yeah.
All right. So Eugene. Okay. Now we got to see who Eugene is up against, and I promise it's nothing quite as bad as Eugene.
Is it someone? Is someone in a wheelchair?
No, it's the Bushwhackers.
Are you sure these aren't hillbillies?
They are Australian hillbillies. There's a difference.
Oh, there is a difference.
Oh no, they're New Zealanders. My bad.
Oh, are they brothers?
I think they were booked as brothers, but not in real life. They were just buddies. So they obviously would look real weird in the face. And as they would walk to the ring, they would walk like this. They would walk like that. They would just kind of march their arms up and down. And now this is where it gets weird. They would lick children.
Oh,
that's also not okay.
We don't.
What?
We on the podcast do not condone licking children.
We definitely do not.
So if there were kids in the front row, and with their parents, the Bushwhackers would come over because they're good guys as well. So evidently, it's
No,
okay
they're
to
not.
well, they would
If you're a good guy, you can get away for fucking anything. Apparently,
in the WWF.
lick my kids, Bushwhacker.
And they would just grab the the kid and just lick his forehead.
No.
Yet if I go to Arby's and do that, then I get the cops called on me. So
What the hell?
Oh, I still say the Bushwhackers are less offensive.
yeah,
I mean, they are. At least
it's a shallow win, but deserved, I guess.
Hey,
Yeah,
Andy, I
for
think
the
you
Bushwhackers.
told me about the Bushwhackers while we were working out long ago.
I might have. They're pretty fucking entertaining.
They're licking
I mean,
children.
I could see that being funny way back in the day before, people.
Oh yeah, this was again like the early '90s. It was okay to lick your kids back then, or have other people lick your kids.
I mean, honestly, the 90s were pretty weird.
Yeah, I mean,
That's what bred all of us.
Imagine that gimmick coming out today, though.
yeah.
Like,
Imagine-
instantly, like, the cameras would shut off, and they would be like, there'd be an apology on Twitter the next day. Like, you can't do that.
They grabbed the kid out of the crowd. That's the worst part. They're just like, yoink!
Yeah.
So
I wonder if there's still problematic stuff in wrestling going on today. I don't know.
tons, just tons, mountains of problematic stuff. I can assume that everyone's going to vote for the Bushwhackers here.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, our next matchup, we're getting there. This is taking a long time, but the next
It's
matchup,
just still technically the first round.
yes, it is. This is Erwin R. Shyster.
What? Are you trying to get us canceled before we put out anything?
He's a lawyer, Bill. He's a tax man. He's not. He's just a tax.
Shyster.
He's just a tax man.
Okay.
This is like late 80s, early 90s, like villain right here, Sign the loan, sign the loan. Nothing can go wrong. Don't read the hidden fine print.
So is he a good guy or a bad guy?
No, he was a bad guy because he would come out to the ring, and depending on what city they were in, he would yell at everybody and say, "I hate being in Buffalo with all of you tax cheats."
So he was like, he's IRS.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was.
He
I
was
thought
a
it was.
tax.
Okay, I thought this was like an anti-Semitic trope.
Yeah.
Is Shyster like isn't that anti-Semitic, or am I making that up?
I'm not sure, Bill.
I'm not sure either.
I'm not
So
sure.
I mean, I like this then. He's a tax guy.
He was pretty fun. He constantly would get grabbed by his tie and then pulled forward to get punched a bunch.
Yeah,
It happened all the time.
I feel like having a tie in wrestling is a poor choice.
Also,
Yeah.
Suspenders.
Yeah, that's not a good idea either.
All right, who's Erwin up against? Good old
Erwin R.
Erwin.
Shyster is going up against Doink the Fuck, I did it again. He's going up against Doink. I'm sorry.
Oh man, Doink and Dink.
Yeah,
Original
Doink and Dink. Doink and Dink.
So
I'm
it
liking the
starts with-
Shyster.
But the funny thing about Doink is like he either died or maybe didn't die, but he's something with drugs. Kicked out of being Doink. They're like, "Hey, you're the new Doink." It's like,
I wish-
and Dink, Doink and Dink. Dink's a midget.
I wish the IRS guy also had a little person sidekick.
Called IRS. Is my psychic IRS or audit? Yeah.
It's IRS and audit coming for you.
Audit, that'd be pretty great.
I'm going with Doink and Dink.
You're still with Doink?
Still doinking hard.
I'm going with the Shyster.
We're
I feel like he
Doink
was
and
a-
Dink good guys or bad guys?
So when Doink first debuted, he was a bad guy. He was kind of scary. He would come
He was
out
scary.
to like the circus theme song, but then it would just kind of like grind to a halt, and then it would be like this really scary dun 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 music, and he'd kind of like stalk his way to the ring, and yeah, he was a bad guy for a while. And then I think once the first Doink got out and they brought in another guy, they were kind of good guys. Doink and
This are we talking about Joe Biden still, or?
It's a real redemption story. I don't know. I'm gonna vote for Doink.
Sticking with Doink.
Boo.
All right. Sorry, Dom. But
It's all right,
Donkey Dink, baby.
I just imagine him going there. It's like, hey, well,
oh my God,
I hate
so much
everyone from
stuff.
Chicago. From Chicago, you tax dodgers. Boo.
Yeah.
I feel like
got it.
after we get through the images, it'll go a little quicker.
Yeah, it's true. All right. So next up, well, you already got a little peek once Erwin Shyster loads.
Yeah, the guy who's clearly got like chewing tobacco stuck in his
Isaac
teeth.
Yankem, DDS. He was a dentist.
He was a dentist.
Oh,
Bad teeth dentist. All right, who's the next guy?
Yank. I like though yank 'em.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this was again during the WWF time where a bunch of people had jobs as their gimmicks. So we had the crazy dentist, we had IRS, other stuff. So IRS is going to be going up against the Goon, the hockey player.
I like that they turned skates into shoes.
Yeah.
And he wore this while he was wrestling. So he would like rush across the ring and try and body check people into the corner.
I feel like having a hockey stick is kind of an advantage.
I think that would have been a disqualification. If you
Oh,
had
that
a hockey
you
stick.
can get disqualified in wrestling.
Okay, I guess. You can get
I
disqualified.
haven't seen it. Oh my gosh.
what does he do? What does he walk into the ring and he's like, you're done. Get out. You're done.
Yeah, the referee would just say, "Nope, the match is over. The other guy wins."
I can't think of anything more useless than a wrestling referee.
They're very useful. They're surprisingly useful and sometimes funny.
I look at this guy, and I know none of you have probably seen the movie, but he looks like a clean-shaven, like got his life back on track, Oogie Oglethorpe from Slapshot.
From Slapshot, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, see somebody else watching.
I met the guys from Slapshot.
What a great fucking movie.
This guy probably came out the year after Slapshot was made.
So this was 1996.
Okay, so 21 years later.
Close
Just a
enough.
little behind the times.
The WWF works, in mysterious ways. So
I think it was 75 Slapshot came out. You should all watch it. Not really a big hockey movie. It's more about just absolute shit show.
you've been trying to get me to watch that movie for like 20 years now. I feel like Andy, I
It's
ain't
good.
gonna watch it.
1977.
Nah.
Okay, yeah, just 19 years behind. So do we think that the Goon is going to overcome Isaac Yankem?
I hate them
going with
both. I hate them
I'm going-
both.
I'm going with the Yankem.
I'm going
Yank
with
'em.
the Goon hockey.
I'm
That's
gonna
it.
go with you. A dentist. I like the dentist guy.
Okay.
Whatever.
Wow.
Whoever wins is getting slaughtered in the next round. So
Yeah,
I'm not
probably.
a fan of either of them.
All right. So moving on, we've got a handful of gimmicks from Ed Leslie. This one on the left is Brutus the Barber Beefcake. This one on the right is the Zodiac.
The actual Zodiac killer.
Here
Just
he
the
is.
Zodiac. Yeah, God Almighty.
So what are these? His only two personas? Does he have more
No.
personas?
Nope, he's got a lot more, and I've got them for you.
Okay.
So we've got Baron Beefcake, Big Brother Booty, the Booty Man, Brother Brutai, Brute Force, the Butcher, the Clip Master, the Disciple, Dizzy Golden, Dizzy Hogan, Ed Boulder, Eddie Golden, Eddie Hogan, the Mariner, the Man with No Face, the Man with No Name, and then the Zodiac.
Well,
He's gone through some stuff.
how long has he been around for all these?
Oh, God. Let's see. He started up in the mid-'80s and probably worked into the early 2000s. So in various forms.
So he changed his persona like every half year.
I don't think he
lot, yeah.
changed it.
He
Wow, you know what I mean.
Barber one was probably his most famous.
Did he win as any of these personas often?
Yeah. As the barber, he was a good guy, and he would cut people's hair after they lost matches. He would bring those giant shears to the ring, and he would cut off pieces of people's hair.
What would he do after he won as the Zodiac?
He would take the shears in the ring and cut off the head.
I don't know, actually. I don't think I've seen a match of him as the Zodiac.
I feel like he actually... the writers didn't come up with the Zodiac. He just showed up like that one day.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, we're out of ideas. Head on out there, Zodiac.
We're just going to ride around this, guys. He's going through some stuff.
I'm getting some Slipknot Mudvayne vibes right here. So
Yeah, that's Mudvayne all over.
Oh, God. All right, so Ed Leslie is going up against Brother Love. We all remember Brother Love from the write-in round.
Yeah.
Oh, Brother Love.
I think Ed Leslie's more fun than Brother Love. There's just too much
Really?
going on. There's a lot going on with him. His gimmick changed so much. He himself is a living gimmick.
yeah.
I
like it.
mean,
This is actually good.
I love Brother Love. I'm going to vote for Brother Love.
Oof.
All right, all to you, Dom.
Yeah. While I do enjoy the barber going to like full on Zodiac having a mental breakdown, I just enjoy Brother Love a little too much.
Brother Love.
All right, Brother Love moves on, and we move on. Dear God, there's still a lot left. To Max Payne / Man Mountain Rock.
What is this, Metallica? Jesus Christ.
God. So this picture is of him as Man Mountain Rock. He would play this WWF guitar. He wouldn't actually fucking play it. He would just bring it to the ring and pretend to play it. And then he had a very similar gimmick as Max Payne when he was in WCW as a kind of rocker. Yeah, he was not very successful. Not successful at all.
His gimmick was he could play the guitar.
Yeah, he was kind of like a cool Jimi Hendrix type.
No.
No, he wasn't.
He's not.
That's not the right answer.
It's the answer I know. I know it's not the right answer, but it's the only answer I have.
He's the guy that's across the street from a high school in his garage, just dicking around with an guitar.
Off to Neverland.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would often just say, if it's too loud, then you're too old.
Yep, that's true though. I like that.
That's pretty badass.
I mean, that's pretty cool.
I think I had a
it's
T-shirt.
not. Fuck
I
you.
think I had a T-shirt that said that exact same thing back in like
Rock on,
middle school.
Max
Who's beating Max
All right.
Payne?
Max Payne / Man Mountain Rock is going up against Adam Rose and the Bunny.
Whoa! And the bunny.
Yeah, Adam Rose is one of the most recent ones on here. He's only a couple years old, I guess. So he would come out with the Exotic Express, which was a bunch of, you can kind of see this dude behind him and wearing like the Mardi Gras face mask. He'd come out with a bunch of jabronis dressed in just ridiculous attire, and they would just dance around. He was a party guy. And for a while, he had this bunny, and I think the bunny cost him a few matches, and then they fought.
He fought the bunny.
This is like LMFAO, but
Yeah.
I don't know where the bunny comes in. Like that part's really throwing me right now, but I love it.
I think that the bunny, someone dressed up as the bunny one time as part of his Exotic Express, and it got a good reaction, and they went with it.
Yeah.
I wish the bunny like eclipsed Adam Rose in fame, and he was like, really
Oh, that would be funny. That would have been funny.
That would be hilarious.
But there was no fame for Adam Rose.
Oh,
Bunny couldn't eclipse. You can't eclipse nothing.
Oh.
So Andy, I'm sorry. Adam Rose is not exactly the strongest matchup against Max Payne.
Adam Rose wins.
Yeah.
Who's not voting for a guy fighting a bunny?
You got a suburban Battle of the Bands versus Adam Rose and the bunny. So
because I mean, I don't care about Adam Rose that much. But I fucking love the bunny.
Yeah.
All right, that's a clean sweep for Adam Rose. All right,
And
The bunny.
So
the
this-
bunny's carrying him.
so this next matchup is one of my favorites. The very first guy is Kamala, the Ugandan giant.
Oh, all right.
Bill. Oh.
So he was just a fearsome and simple-minded Ugandan warrior.
That's simple and straightforward. Do you think he was actually Ugandan?
No, he was born in Mississippi.
Oh.
His real name is James Harris.
Is he related to the guys who run the pawn shop and pawn stores?
I don't think so. Probably not.
We're bringing in our brother, Kamala the Ugandan
Kamala.
giant.
Oh, God.
Welcome to Gold and Silver Pawn.
Do the moon and the stars mean anything?
I don't think so. And they're just so poorly drawn. I feel like he did it himself.
Like looking at it upside down.
Look
like,
straight down,
okay.
yeah. Trying to carve a moon into his belly.
Oh, who is this beautiful man up against?
So Kamal the Ugandan giant against Akeem the African Dream.
All right. You have to explain this one a little bit.
So before Akeem the African Dream, there was a guy named the One Man Gang. And God.
Let's see how point A gets to point B.
So, okay, the One Man Gang was just kind of a badass type guy who was a bad guy and he kicked ass. Like that's really it. And then one day in 1988, his manager announced that the gang was actually African and then planned to re-embrace his roots. So he just kind of danced a lot. He danced a ton. He would do this and he would and he would dance. Like he would twitch.
This guy was the badass one-man gang.
Yes, and he went to Akeem the African Dream, and then kind of did a stereotypical jive, black accent thing.
Oh,
And that didn't go over very well because
Yeah,
that's not good. What is he actually? Is the actual person African?
I don't think so.
from
No,
South
his name
Africa.
is George Gray. His name is George Gray. He was born in South Carolina.
Oh, he was born in South Carolina.
Ooh.
Why did they do this?
I don't know, Bill. I'm not very sure why.
What year was this?
1988 was when he started as
All
Akeem. So I just thought this would be a funny matchup because they both have very similar nomenclature.
They both share the same roots, is what you're saying?
Yeah. This is. Ooh.
So are we going with Kamala or Akeem?
Did they ever fight against each other?
I don't think so. I think Kamala was a little bit before Akeem. Yes, he was.
I'll vote for Kamala.
I liked Akeem the African Dream until you said that he was talking in like a stereotypical black accent.
Yeah.
That pushed it into a very uncomfortable.
All right, so that's three
I
for
like Kamala.
Okay.
Yeah.
Three
Kamala's
for
cool.
Kamala. Awesome.
I want to know more about his tattoos.
Okay, so God, there's
Oh shit!
What just
cat
happened?
attack. Cat
He's
attack.
getting
Oh,
attacked by a cat.
There's a cat. There's a fly in the house,
Was
and
it
it's
Was it
Mochi.
sushi?
No, it's
Mochi.
Mochi. We have to cut her nails. Her nails are so fucking long. Like one time, couple months ago, I was laying in bed shirtless. There's a fly in the house. She ran across my chest, and my chest was bleeding. Like
Oh.
Jesus
So
Christ.
this
kinda looks
hunk
like a
of
winner.
meat is Brodus Clay.
I mean, yeah. I think we need some more information.
So
I
Brodus
like
Clay
him already.
initially was just kind of a sort of a regular-ish guy. He took some time off, and then he became the Funkasaurus.
Why isn't he called the Funkasaurus on here?
Well, I didn't want to give it away so soon.
Okay.
These two lovely ladies next to him, those were the Funkadactyls.
I love this.
Everything about this is exactly what I came to a wrestling gimmicks
I love
podcast
funk.
for.
Love
I
Brodus Clay.
love dinosaurs. This is my guy.
Okay, all right. Let's
I
see
get
who. Brodus Clay is pretty decent. Let's see who he's going up against. It's the Ding Dongs.
Oh, I forgot. I saw this name come.
It's a shame that one of these two has to lose.
It really is. This is rough. I'm very sorry.
Why did one of these not come up against Brother Love?
Hey,
Ding
that's
dong.
the randomness. So they're the Ding Dongs. I've got a quote here about on Wikipedia from one of the bookers of the Ding Dongs. It's funny. To show you how much this guy was in touch with the wrestling business, his idea was, let's have a tag team with bells on their neck, bells on their ankle, and bells everywhere. And we'll have them come out with a big bell. And whenever one of them's getting beat up, the other will ring the bell, and he'll get fired up. The kids will love it.
The kids will love it. Bells.
Did the kids love it?
No, the Ding Dongs did not last very long. I mean, like a month. They are constantly on the worst gimmick list of all sorts of Bleacher Report types.
The
And
kids
whatnot.
will
I feel
love
like
it. The kids
The
do love
list is wrong. This is pure entertainment.
it.
They
Wow. How do you pick between the Ding Dongs and Funkasaurus?
it's a tough one.
This sounds like I'm at the grocery aisle right now, and my mom's like, pick some snacks, either the ding dongs or the.
For the Funkasaurus.
I know we're going. I know some of these people are going to be dead at the end, and I'm assuming one of the ding dongs is dead. I feel like another ding dong discovered him in his hotel room, and it was like an autoerotic asphyxiation sort of thing.
Yeah.
In the
There's just
ding dong
bells
costume.
everywhere.
Just
Yeah.
in the ding dong costume.
And he was holding his ding dong.
If you looking closely, it kind of looks like a knockoff Daredevil costume almost.
It does.
It's like
With
Daredevil
bells.
meets like the Flash meets like BDMSD. So
So, the Daredevil, he can't see, so he uses the bells. So it makes a lot of sense.
I
All
feel
right,
like
guys.
we could have made it as wrestlers in the 80s.
Well,
like,
I
it
wouldn't say
doesn't-
the Ding Dongs made anything.
No, that's true.
They certainly didn't make any money.
I would find it
No.
funny if we found out that like one of these that Andy said lasted a few months was because the person died or something. Like the Ding Dongs were a smash hit until they died in a bus crash.
yeah,
Or a murder-suicide.
Oh God.
Yeah.
You didn't ring the bell!
I
Now I'm
think
gonna ring yours.
I think if I have to vote between these two, and it's hard, I have to think what is the most outrageous gimmick. And then I look up and see these men in red spandex with bells all over them. And I think it doesn't get more ridiculous than
Yeah.
the Ding Dongs get my vote.
I'll say I legitimately like the Funkasaurus.
yeah.
That's a good gimmick. I think that he should have. I hope he had a long career and he married both of those.
Nope.
He was
He's
around
the-
for a few years.
He's the one
Yeah.
who died in the bus crash.
No.
I hope not. I hope he married both of the soul sisters that were his backup sisters. Both at the same time. I'm gonna vote for the Ding Dongs because
Yeah, I
It's
think
pretty hilarious.
yeah, like
The kids will love it.
you have to think though, like a kid first watching wrestling, that was their first wrestler they ever saw was Ding Dong,
It happened to somebody, I'm sure.
Yeah.
All right. So
Sure.
since the Ding Dongs are moving on, a couple small facts about Brodus Clay. He was billed from Planet Funk.
Yeah.
You tell us after we vote already? After we vote?
I'm
also-
100%
sorry,
on board with
hold on.
Rufus Clay. He's the coolest guy on this whole list.
He's also been a multi-time contributor to a handful of Fox News shows.
Oh.
Oh, that is, The Simpsons is a Fox News show.
And
show.
yeah, he's also been accused of sexual harassment before.
I mean, he came from Planet Funk. It's gonna happen, yo.
Yeah,
The rules of consent on Planet Funk are different than on Earth. Okay, I'm sorry.
That's 100% true.
Oh God.
All right,
Oh.
so
We're an
Ding
hour
dongs-
and a half in, and we're
Okay.
making rape jokes.
the Ding Dongs moved on.
No, that was like,
Oh God.
This is
wow.
This is Oz.
All right. This does not look like a big venue.
It
This is-
definitely wasn't. No, he was just a Wizard of Oz type wizard character.
And he wrestled like this?
I'm sure he took off,
Yeah, if you
At
zoom in,
the robe.
you can see that he
See,
has.
there's a
he's
bare
shirtless.
chest.
So yeah, you can see a belly button right there.
Yeah, but the hat, the hair.
Did he use magic spells?
I don't think so. I think he used a power bomb.
No, he used magic cards, Bill.
They should have light things, like they should have like pyrotechnic displays.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
fully think there should be magic characters and wrestling.
Just imagine-
Look at this arena, Bill.
Yeah, this
For
is
that.
I feel like imagine like the Oz he calls in his goons, like Dorothy, the Lion, the Tin Man. They're all like just buff people, just with like poorly.
Here
I
comes
do want to see
Dorothy.
a really buff Dorothy.
Yeah,
It's just John Cena.
and just crushing instead of using the head on its heels, crush with the thighs. Like there's no place like home, die crushed. There's no place like home, die crushed.
So he was
that's
managed.
amazing.
He was managed by the Great Wizard.
I thought Oz was the great. That doesn't make sense.
I guess I don't know. He was
He
managed by the
managed
Great Wizard,
himself.
but he lost a match to Arachnaman. He lost to Arachnaman.
Yeah! Arachnaman.
So
Copy lawsuit versus copy lawsuit. So,
This
Could
is
you imagine?
before. This is
imagine that?
outside of copyright.
Could you imagine that fight, though? This guy walks into the ring, and then in swings Arachnaman.
someone got to watch
it
that
comes in his
live.
taxi.
I
Arachnaman.
bet by 2050, we'll have a movie where there's a crossover between Spider-Man and Wizard of Oz.
If I was an 8-year-old kid and I saw the fight between Oz and Arachnaman, I'd be the one hosting this podcast right now.
All right, guys. So Oz is going up against the Yeti.
Hands
Oh,
down,
come
Oz.
on, Oz.
Still Oz, even though he loses to Arachnaman?
That makes
I
it
think
even better.
I hope that Oz and Arachnaman meet in the finals.
That'd be funny. That would be funny. So I assume, Dominic, are you for Oz as
Oh
well?
yeah, Oz, you asking me a question? Because I'm voting the Oz.
All right, moved on. Next up, we're almost done with the first round.
Oh, Jesus.
This is Heidenreich.
No.
Yes.
No.
I wish it was a no. So,
Is he a Nazi wrestler?
well, not explicitly.
Oh, okay.
His,
Oh,
the-
boy.
his theme music was very, it went Heidenreich, Heidenreich, Heiden. As you can see, there's the blonde hair, and I don't know if he has blue eyes, but he might.
Oh.
It's all a little too reminiscent of that time.
What's his real name?
Now you mean?
John
No, like his-
Heidenreich.
Oh, his name is actually Henrik.
Yeah,
I feel like
Heidenreich.
John was sitting there with the writers, and they were like, "All right, John,
You're
we have a
Nazi.
great gimmick for you. How do you feel about Adolf Hitler?" Jesus,
Oh.
it's really funny.
So he was just kind of a psychopath. He was a crazed guy who would come in during random matches and kick people's asses. He recited hateful poetry, which he referred to as disaster pieces.
Was he a good guy?
No.
Bill.
No, not one bit. He was always a bad guy.
Well, that's at least as
Same.
long as the Nazis are bad guys, that's just funny.
Yeah,
Well,
I think it's
not today's day age, Bill.
he eventually became a good
Are
guy.
you saying the Nazis are the good guys?
No.
All right.
Maybe the bad guys. Indiana
That-
Jones, great.
That's a little bit about Heidenreich. And his opponent is one of my favorites. Hopefully he's one of yours. It's the Boogeyman.
Whoa. I feel like he could have been just as popular as The Undertaker in an alternate universe.
He was pretty popular. He was a good guy when he started. His
Really?
Yeah, he would come out. He had his music, and usually it's not in there, but in his left hand he would carry a big, like, I don't know, like a Rafiki looking stick thing that he would shake. This alarm clock on his right hand, he would bash his head with it and it would break before the match. He also ate worms and would often spit worms out onto his opponent after he beat them.
That's pretty dope.
Boogeyman's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And
I
scary
love
as hell.
this. Yeah. Yeah, he's terrifying. His teeth are really good.
I think that's foam.
Okay.
I think he's...
That makes more sense. I was like, that's a weird smile, but they're like,
Yeah.
it's hard to tell with the picture a little bit.
Yeah, I think in terms of you're going against, Heidenreich versus the Boogeyman. I mean, the Boogeyman at least I feel like has like character, charm, personality.
Oh yeah.
This,
Not a Nazi.
Yeah.
But we're talking about gimmicks.
Yeah. But was he a Nazi in the thing, or was that just like that was his like actual name though, right?
Yeah, he
I
was.
feel like they would have gotten in trouble if they were like, yeah, this guy's a Nazi. They had to dance around that shit.
I think they were trying to go more of like a Dolph Lundgren type, like from like
Mm.
Rocky IV. That's the vibe I'm getting,
They
The
do
name
look
ain't
very
helping.
similar. Mhm.
The name ain't helping though, but I'm voting Boogeyman on this one.
All right, we got one for the
Boogeyman
Boogeyman.
all the way.
The Boogeyman's pretty great.
Yeah, Boogeyman is great. All right, that's the end of that. Okay, we got only a couple more. 2 more rounds, or 2 more matchups in this first round. This is Mike Awesome, the Fat Chick Thriller. Now, this is one of 2 of his gimmicks. I put 2 on there, but for some reason I couldn't get the photos to be in the same slide. So there's 2. This is the Fat Chick Thriller. He just liked fat chicks. That was his gimmick. He enjoyed fat chicks. Now, gimmick number 2 was that 70s guy, which came right after the Fat Chick Thriller. Was supposed to be, on top of the popularity of that 70s show. So that's number 1. That's the same. We're keeping this as the same guy. He's going to go up against somebody in a minute. But I'll let you digest the Fat Chick Thriller / that 70s guy.
I hate him.
Wow.
So you don't want to digest him. You want to throw him back up.
Partially.
He looks like a knockoff Kurt Russell and the '70s guy, like
He's got that hair. He's got the same
Yeah.
hair.
yeah,
Why is the gimmick he likes big girls?
I don't know
It's
because
so random.
just
What year was this?
2000.
Oh, wow.
Phil, that's his personality.
So when he was the 70s guy, he hosted the Lava Lamp Lounge, which was an interview segment. So there'd be, big lava lamps in the ring doing stuff and big old 70s looking chairs. He had a bus.
I'm just imagining his entourage. When he was what was the first time? What was his first persona?
The Fat Chick Thriller?
The Fat Chick Thriller. Those ladies had to audition for that.
Oh,
Maybe. They might have.
that feels
They were-
sad
they were-
now.
It's depressing. It's not
Yeah.
cool.
yeah. It's
And,
like imagine
like-
it's like the audition. It's like, hey, we just need someone. This is his gimmick.
Yeah.
Did they
you are
wrestle?
his gimmick.
Did they
What's
wrestle or
the
did they just like
slogan?
sit there?
Just follow this guy. He likes you because of your weight. That's horrible.
That hurts.
So mean.
As a fat guy, that hurts even more.
It'd be kind of funny if his gimmick was he liked fat guys.
That would have been funny. All right, let's see who these two guys / one guy are going up. It's the Repo Man. It's the
Kind of similar to the
Repo Man.
Yeah.
Oh.
See, we could have the Shyster versus the Repo Man, you know?
Did they ever team up?
You know, they were around the same time. It wouldn't have surprised me.
Does anyone have the new wrestling game? Because I think someone should take the time to make all these characters and have them fight out. You know, that'd be
especially the gobbledygook.
I guarantee that somebody has made these characters before, and you can download them. I'm sure of it.
Repo Man. Did he just steal like his opponent's cars? Or I'm sorry, repossess them legally?
You know, I don't remember if he actually like did that, but he would, he'd come to the ring with like this, tow hitch thing hook in his hand, and he would always threaten to repo people's vehicles and locker room bags, and when they were unable to make their payments. So it does kind of make sense that him and IRS would be pals, right?
Yeah.
He's
probably a bad guy, I assume.
He also, do you guys see that he kind of looks like the Riddler from the old Batman show? That was done on purpose. Very much on purpose.
I thought you were going to say that was him. This is his second
God.
That'd be
wow,
hilarious. He aged well.
So the bad guys are called heels, right?
Yes.
Why? Is there a reason?
I'm
You don't have to look it up. I don't. It's fine. I was just curious. Because the good guys are faces.
Yeah, faces are baby faces.
That makes sense.
I don't know where the word actually came from.
Yeah.
It's a very good question. There's probably an easy answer for it, and I just don't remember it.
That's all right.
Well, I vote for Repo Man.
Repo Man
yeah.
over the Fat Chick Thriller / that 70s guy?
It's so bad.
Yeah.
Yes.
Repo,
right.
I like the Repo Man, I just feel like
I
he
like
has...
the Repo Man.
Cool. And we've got one more matchup in this first round. This is Simon Dean.
Is he a bowler?
Is he a
No,
bowler?
he's not a bowler. He's a health nut. He's a personal trainer.
Oh.
It does look like a bowling bag, though. You are right.
Sure.
So in addition to trying to peddle like protein shakes and shit, he would come to the ring in a Segway, and he called it the Dean Machine.
All right.
And he would zoom it down to the ring. Yeah, he kind of sucked. He didn't last very long. He lost a lot, but he was somewhat entertaining in the fact that you just want to fucking hate him and want him to lose.
I like him.
I guess he did his job. He was a bad guy.
Oh, I'm really bad at telling who's a bad guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
He's definitely a bad guy.
I trust him.
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
Bill, you trust the wrong people.
So there's a
That's
little
true.
bit about Simon Dean, and he's going up against maybe someone you guys have heard of, Goldust.
You
Anybody-
told me about him.
I remember Goldust.
I figured
Are you
Goldust.
sure this isn't like a 80s band? Are we doing the 80s band gimmick episodes?
Sadly, no. These are a handful of different faces of Goldust. This one
Oh,
over
this
here.
is the same guy.
Yes, this is the same guy, and the same guy. Not like Doink. This is the same human being.
Wow.
I thought this was like a team.
One guy, Dustin Rhodes. Goldust
Alright.
is awesome. So this was his first one. It was in like mid-1995, and he was sort of a Hollywood film director type guy who was obsessed with stardom. He had a valet who would bring down a director's chair and sit on it. He had, I think his wife at the time would dress in a revealing gown and smoke cigars. He often always would flirt with his male wrestlers and like rub up on them and grab his nipples and rub their asses.
Grab his nipples.
Yeah. He'd caress himself like crazy.
I love
Mind
him.
games. He was a bad guy to start out. So, of course, in the mid-'90s, being gay is just the worst thing that could ever happen. So people booed him like crazy. They called him that awful F-word slur.
Oh,
Yeah, it wasn't pretty, but he was really good. So then he would move on to like this one was in like the late 90s, and then this was in the early 2000s, and then this one was like in the later 2000s, and this was in like 2012 or so. 13, 14, 15. So it's kind of evolved a little bit. But
Is he still around?
yes, he does not wrestle as Goldust. He wrestles for a different company than the WWF right now. But yeah, he still wrestles, and he is 51 years old.
Wow.
And he's been wrestling since like 1986.
I'm like impressed by this guy in so many ways.
I'm voting for Goldust because back in the N64 days, one of the WWF games, like I can't remember which one, he was a playable character. I played as Goldust. I'm voting Goldust.
Goldust was awesome. He still is. He's always been awesome.
He's pretty cool.
But can he beat Simon Dean
Yes.
and his Dean machine?
I mean, I do like Simon Dean. I gotta give it to Goldust. He's been around
All right.
for a while.
Clean sweep it. I'm going Goldust.
All right, clean sweep for Goldust. And that brings us to the end of round one. I'm going to switch my screen back so you guys can see what's...
5 hours later, we're down round one.
Well, I think we could speed through these a little more now.
We don't...
Yeah.
Right. I still have some bits and pieces of fun stuff, but not nearly as much. So yeah, this next chunk of time probably won't take nearly as long. Did Bill just... Bill...
Bill, we're ready for round 3. Get your ass back here.
Oh God, round 3. I was just looking at the first one.
The second matchup's gonna kill me.
Yeah, and if you guys need me to go back at any point, if you've forgotten what the soulless eyes of Abe Knuckleball Schwartz look like, I can bring that back up.
I have my phone. I'm gonna use that.
Yeah.
I think.
Cool. But otherwise, we can start right off with more about the gobbledygooker or tugboat.
Bill,
Oh,
I'm
fuck.
sorry. Your heart for tugboat. It dies here with what I would consider the greatest gimmick. Literally, they built up an HBO special for that monstrosity. That's too good. People pay for that.
I feel like I would vote for tugboat if it wasn't this round. This is this should be a sweep right here. I feel like with the gobbledygooker versus.
I love tugboat until I found out he was also the Shockmaster. And like something kind of like died.
That kills it for you.
If anything, Tugboat's greatness as the Shockmaster makes Tugboat even better, but he's no gobbledygooker.
No, I gotta go with the gobbledygooker.
I'm looking at a clean sweep for the gooker.
Oh God.
Yeah.
GG guys, GG.
Easy peasy. All right.
It's not going to be so clean after though. The next.
Oh, this is a really good matchup, though.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mantower against Knuckleball.
You have a half man, half bull versus a baseball. Half man,
Half man, half ball. That's so funny. These are two of my favorites.
Yes. Oh God. Oh.
I think
I
I'm
will
gonna.
say there should be more. There should be more of both of these in today's wrestling.
I feel bad the way this bracket turned out because there were some that were okay, but nothing special. But like these two are like potentially both should be in the final four.
Oh, trust me, I have that
Well, that's
problem with
just
our next podcast. I have that problem.
Oh,
with a
yeah.
couple of them.
That's just what happens.
That's true.
I think I'm gonna go with a baseball for this one.
I think I'm gonna go.
I don't know though. I don't know because I feel like baseball. They got a fucking man costume. Like it's hard. Like
I'll start out with a definitive vote, and there's one thing that I think of that differentiates these two, because they both look stupidly hilarious, but the Mantar mooed at people as it gored them.
That's pretty great.
He did use his costume a little bit more effectively than Knuckleball.
Yeah, but he also took off his face, right?
That
Once
might
the
make
match
it,
started, but before the match
I
started,
don't
he mooed away.
he mooed at his opponent.
did he move during the opponent, like during the match
Perhaps.
with the mask off? Mask off. Did he move still?
I don't know. He might have.
Because I feel like if he took the costume, like the half off, and the man side was revealed, was he like, oh yes, I can speak now, or was it just like?
It's probably just roaring.
I will change my vote if Knuckleball used baseball puns through the entire match. Like, you're out!
I don't think he did that.
Or was he 100% mute? Which is kind of funny. Just slowly choking a man in the ring. I don't know how to
Yeah, I think I got to go with Mantar. Also, his name is great.
Dominic, did you vote?
I'm thinking like,
I'm going to make it hard for you because I'm going to vote for the baseball guy, Knuckleball.
oh,
There's no.
All right.
They're all perfect. Like if you pick either one, I'm happy.
when I think of Mantar, they're both like gimmicky and they're both good. I mean, I think I had a more personal connection to the baseball though. Just because
Those dead ass eyes.
His eyes, like they reached my soul. Like they written like his eyes. Like that
I
was
really hope we find out one of them is dead.
Yeah.
No, not Mantar.
Name more the baseball because I just feel like it's a cheap gimmick though. But his face is so
funny. It's
like the millennium, like it's like he had the Millennium Eye effect on me. He's like, "Hey, Yugi boy, fucking, I'm a baseball."
Oh, so good.
All right, there's two for.
Okay,
Abe
we got a couple
Schwartz, who's
easy
moving
ones,
on.
I think.
Yeah, Arachnaman
Yeah.
or the Bushwhackers. I mean, licking children, guys. I don't think it's that bad anymore.
Did Arachnaman ever lick children?
I don't think he had enough time as a popular person to lick children. But I can tell you that the Bushwhackers beat Bastion Booger once.
Wait, had to fight him 2-on-1?
I'm sure he had a tag team partner, but
Poor
think this
Bastion Booger loses again. If anything, you should vote against the Bushwhackers for beating down on the Booger.
Oh man, Arachnaman. I mean, I feel like
The Bushwhackers are New Zealanders.
yes, they were New
I
Zealand.
do appreciate their COVID-19 response. They did a great job.
Wait, you don't appreciate ours?
The Bushwhackers are a part of the. They're a part of the team that cracked down on COVID.
practice like social distancing, guy. Where am
They
I?
like us Bushwhack. They star in commercials. Are they celebrities in New Zealand?
I don't know. They were very popular there. I mean, they were good guys pretty much the entirety of their career, I believe. At least where they were in the WWF, they were cheered like crazy. So it was great to let you get your kids licked by them because they were good guys.
It's like Bushwhacker, lick more child, eh?
Slurp, slurp, slurp.
It's so weird. It's
Well,
so
I'm
funny.
voting Arachnaman.
I mean,
That's
yeah,
easy.
You have to. I mean, I just want to see him, Arachnaman, do the one scene from the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man when he's like, upside down and Mary Jane kisses him. I wonder what his version would be. He's like, Arachnaman.
I want to see him reenact the Spider-Man 3 where he's like walking down the street snapping and pointing at that's his walkout. He's like, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that's 3 for Arachnaman. So a couple more points about the Bushwhackers before we're done. They're in the WWE Hall of Fame.
good.
They also appeared as
So
themselves.
they really took that gimmick like far.
Yeah, they lasted a long time and they were pretty well liked. They also appeared as themselves in an episode of Family Matters. They wrestled against Carl Winslow and Steve Urkel.
I think I remember that. I didn't know they were real wrestlers.
They were billed as the Psycho Twins.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, in the episode.
I
and they-
vaguely remember this.
That's great.
and lastly, they appeared in a music video for the Insane Clown Posse.
Yeah.
Love it.
I'm surprised Doink didn't.
Well, speaking of Doink,
Yeah, speaking of Doink, he's coming up next against Isaac Yankum.
against the
big
guy
mean
nobody
dentist.
liked. Nobody liked
The
Isaac,
dentist.
and he only won because he was up against somebody even shittier.
Can you tell me more about Isaac Yankum? Dr. Isaac Income.
I mean, he didn't he didn't last for very long. He currently, he became Kane. That's the same guy as Kane. We all know Kane, right?
Whoa!
That's like a really popular wrestler, right?
Mm-hmm. And he's also the mayor of Knox County, Tennessee.
Wow!
I did not expect that.
Yeah.
Does that change? Is Doink the Clown actually Hulk Hogan?
No, there's no other surprises like that. Everybody else is who they are.
What if he never thought of the Kane gimmick and he was just always Isaac Yankum?
He wouldn't have lasted.
I think I've brought up a lot of hypothetical other wrestling earths in this episode.
Well, in this wrestling world, Doink and Dink are better than Yankum.
Yeah, I think much as I'm not really a big fan of the Doink and the Dinkum, but
whoa.
Doink and Dink.
Is there a bridge character between Isaac Yankum and Kane called Novocaine?
I wish.
Oh,
yeah,
Bill, you're good.
Like if only.
You're good, Bill. You should be in wrestling.
I'd be a heel for sure.
All you need, Bill, is a lot more cocaine. Just be like, yeah, I got an idea. Novocaine.
So is everyone voting for Doink the Clown?
I think so. I'm voting for Dink the Clown.
Well, the next time you guys go to the dentist, it's like, oh, I'm sorry, your dentist is actually on sabbatical. I have Isaac with me next time. Isaac.
All right, guys. Next up is Brother Love. I love you against Adam Rose,
and the bunny.
And the bunny.
And the bunny. I'm sorry.
Don't forget, every rose has a thorn. Brother Love, all the way.
Really? Oh, I'm all about the bunny. He fought the bunny.
These are two of my favorites.
Really, Brother Love? Is that high for you guys?
If I were able to vote, I would also vote for Brother Love.
Really?
Yeah.
My wish is that Brother Love was actually a wrestler, though.
Tell me again, what exactly is his gimmick?
He was just a play on like a televangelist who was smarmy and like hypocritical and would try and deceive other people and other wrestlers.
I mean,
that's that guy that sells those end of the world meal buckets.
Yeah. But the bunny, he fights a bunny.
I love the bunny.
A man dressed as a bunny. I gotta vote for that. It's so stupid.
Yeah, you probably fought the bunny once, so it was just once, probably.
Yeah, but everything built to that fight. Yeah. The bunny cost him some matches.
So this
somebody
is
dressed up as the bunny. Now he fights the bunny.
The end game. Apparently, this is the end game of wrestling. So,
yeah.
How did the bunny cost the matches? Like, what did he do to fuck him up?
He probably accidentally tried to help Adam Rose, but he got caught and disqualified, or accidentally hit Adam Rose. That's all that shit starts. You accidentally clobber your tag team partner. He's gonna get pissed off, even if you are a bunny.
I vote for Adam Rose and the bunny.
Still on the Adam and the bunny.
This is a hard choice.
Whatever you choose, Bill, you'll choose wisely. Or wrong.
Brother Love.
Good choice.
Oh, well. It's
like
not
Adam
that big
Rose
of a
too,
deal.
but... All right,
Yeah.
so Brother Love moves on. I love to see that. And now, fuck me.
I feel this is an easy one, right?
Oh, yeah, I think.
I want to know more about Kamala.
Yes. Enlighten us on Kamala.
Give me 1 second. I literally accidentally just closed the tab out.
But I will say, it's got to be impressive for the Ding Dongs to get my vote. Running around with bells and shit. The kids will love it.
I feel like after we find out about him, we're going to be saved by the bells.
Kamala was just, he was just a big monster. He was a bad guy. He wrestled in
He was a bad guy?
Oh yeah. Yeah, he was a headhunter, a Ugandan headhunter.
Oh God,
Oh.
Jesus Christ!
So remember last time we talked about his body paint? It was actually copied from a painting from a famous artist, Frank
So you
Frazetta.
plagiarized? Oh, at least the Ding Dongs were original.
The kids will love him.
You can't get more original than a Bell-themed wrestler.
So more about Kamala in 1984 in one of his like interview segments or something, he seemingly devoured a live chicken. He didn't actually devour the chicken, but they cut away at the last moment to make it seem real, and they had feathers flying out of his mouth and everything.
That's vaguely racist.
Oh, God.
So, okay.
How was he viewed in the country of Uganda? Did they like him? Did they like his representation?
I'm not seeing anything right now, but he's been around for a very long time, so there may have been some controversy.
So his longevity is longer than Ding Dong's. You're saying?
Yeah, they might not.
Yes.
I don't know.
So here's some possible controversy. When he returned to the WWF in July of 1986, he was managed by the Wizard and the Masked handler Kim Chi. It's kind of a little weird, and Kim Chi was actually the same guy as Abe Knuckleball Schwartz before he was Abe Knuckleball Schwartz.
That's three people on our list.
What a terrible web weave.
I still vote the Ding Dongs. There isn't enough here for
yeah.
Kamala to save him.
Ding Dong.
Ding Dongs it is. Sorry, Kamala.
Yeah.
Ding Dongs are on this list for a reason. All right, so we're almost done with the Sweet 16 already. We've got Oz and the Boogeyman.
I know you like the Boogeyman, Andy, but
Yeah.
Oz is that is a weird ass thing going on.
It is. It really is. A little bit more about the Boogeyman. I remember this part. His major feud was with a guy named JBL, and the Boogeyman would stalk JBL and his assistant, whose name was Jillian Hall. And Jillian had a growth on her face. It was clearly makeup, but she had a growth on her face, and he would always smell the growth, and then lick the growth, and then bite the growth off her face.
I was leaning towards the odds, but now I'm going all Boogeyman for that now. So
I've changed my vote as well.
Is wrestling just like soap operas for?
Yep, that's exactly what it is. It's soap operas for people who won't watch real soap operas.
I just want to know how they came up with that. And they're like, all right, so this person has a growth, magical growth. The guy will smell it, lick it, bite it off. It's like, okay.
I wish I knew. I wish I could be there in those creative sessions.
Bill, you giving it to Boogeyman, or are you an Oz fan?
I honestly don't know. Oz lost to who?
Oz beat the Yeti. Beat the Yeti clean.
But the Boogeyman is the Boogeyman in the Hall of Fame?
No, he should be, but no, he's not in the Hall of Fame.
He bit off a growth
from
though.
time to time.
I think, yeah, I'm gonna vote for Oz. I think.
Well, I mean, you still lose, but
Oh, so you guys both voted for the Boogeyman? I didn't even realize. That's fine.
all right.
Yeah, we were just seeing if it was a clean sweep or not.
2 for the Boogeyman, and the final matchup in the Sweet 16 is the Repo Man against Goldust.
Repo Men. They serve a purpose.
Goldust though has a crazy story.
Yeah.
Like all the
Goldust
changes.
that's actually a pretty cool storyline. Actually, Goldust. I like his character.
I have a personal attachment to Gold. Not like a huge personal attachment, but at least I played as Goldust. That's my argument for this. It's back in the 90s. Much as I like the Repo Man, the scummy, like, I'm going with Goldust on this one.
Yeah, Goldust all the way. It's pretty cool story.
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, I could spend 20 minutes just talking about Goldust. But if we get to, if you guys might need more convincing in future rounds, perhaps I'll give you more information. But for now, he smashes the Repo Man.
Oh, that's
a
tough
tough
shot.
But we're going to go to the top with the gobbledygooker and Dave.
What I would want the championship to be.
Yeah.
Honestly, knuckleball.
Look. This is gimmicks. Gimmicks.
Yeah.
They're both gimmicks.
Yes.
These are both gimmicks.
I get it, but listen. They built something up. How long did they build up that egg, Andy? How long did they build up the egg?
Probably a couple.
I have a theory about that. I feel like they did this for a couple months with the egg, and they had something planned. But then they realized they couldn't do it for like whatever reason. Something happened. It was too offensive, or like someone died. Like they had like a celebrity was going to come out. It was going to be great, and it was like a day before the egg was supposed to hatch, and they were like, "Holy shit, what the fuck do we do?" And then some guy came out with a turkey costume.
So think about that.
That's all that happened.
Months of buildup. Of this egg. People go, they pay per view. This isn't just on TV. They're paying $60 or is it $100? I don't know. At least 60.
That much, really?
Yes.
Back then, probably like $25 to $30.
Inflation. 60
Well, sure,
bucks.
yeah, double it. Yeah.
$60.
I just think that
chicken or turkey comes out of that egg. Do you see how mad people get when there's a UFC fight? They pay for it and the main round lasts one fight for one round. Now you got a turkey coming out of an egg and you paid for it.
I would be pretty mad.
Paid for it. And then they built it up. The turkey lasts a couple days or something.
Yeah,
I feel like the idea. The egg came before the turkey. Like they have the egg, and they're like, what's going to come out of this egg? We're running out of time. People are buying this. I feel like the gobbledygook, it was like a last-minute panic.
Also, people are paying for this, and they're like, all right, we got this new character we're introducing. What do we call it? The gobbledygook.
Yeah.
I mean, that is the winner.
As much as I wish that I didn't have to choose for this one. I wish I didn't, because I like the baseball. I like him. There's something about the soul. Like it's like you go to the art museum and you find a painting that you love. You just can't. You can't describe it. You just look at it and you're just like, something about that painting. Some of that painting it reaches out to you. You know, it's like it's haunting, but yet you can't look away. But the gobbledygooker, it's a fucking giant egg. It probably lasted like barely a month. He comes out, and then he's gone. He's gone.
That's a fucking gimmick if I've ever heard one.
This is heartbreaking, but I gotta go with the gooker. The gooker. I gotta go with the gooker.
I'll give some love to the knuckleball.
All right, 2-1. The Gooker moves on. Is that the final four? Yeah, that'll be the final four. All right. Oh, fudge me. Arachnaman versus Doink and Dink the Clown.
Oh,
this is Arachnaman all the way.
Yeah.
Easy Arachnaman?
I love Arachnaman. I love everything about Arachnaman.
I would not have thought that Arachnaman would make it to the final four here. I would never have thought that.
Do you see him?
That was easy.
Yeah, that was very easy.
That's surprising. Okay. Down here. Fuck me. All right. Down here, we've got Brother Love against the Ding Dongs. I have, I think, a little bit more about the Ding Dongs somewhere.
I'd love to hear more about the Ding Dongs. They've already got my vote, but I want more Ding Dongs.
The Ding Dongs have grown on me through this tournament.
They're very with bells.
So their very first match was in Fort Bragg, North Carolina. The crowd turned virulently against them. While each of them took turns ringing that giant bell that I told you about at ringside, the crowd booed, and the announcer over, like the play-by-play guy, was noticeably embarrassed throughout the match.
I feel like society should have embraced the ding dongs.
Keep in mind, their marketing plan was the kids will love the bells.
Yeah.
Immediately booed.
Wait, so the first match, they were just booed, and then even the announcer was embarrassed by them.
Yeah, I think he was just. I don't know. Well, obviously, the announcer, being somebody who'd been in wrestling for a very long time, has the common sense to know that this is not going to work.
He's just like, I've seen so much shit in my life, and this is it. This is the ding dongs. If anything, this just secured ding dong's vote for myself. So
Ding dongs all the way.
That's fine with me.
Brother Love did really good, but
yeah, he got to about where I thought he would be, but I'm not surprised the ding dongs are moving on.
Yeah, ding dongs.
All right, and then right here at the bottom is the Boogeyman versus Goldust. And this is, man, for me, this is a tough one. This is a very tough one.
This is a toss-up.
I feel like Boogeyman is like just a shittier version of Goldust. Kind of.
I think I'm going to vote for Boogeyman because I don't want to call Goldust a gimmick. I think it's really just a good wrestler. Like, yeah, it's a gimmick, but I look at the Boogeyman as a gimmick.
Yeah, Goldust.
I actually kind of agree.
Goldust really could have flopped real bad, but Dustin Rhodes, the performer, was able to take it to a level that didn't happen with any of these other guys. Like Goldust is clearly the best wrestler out of all these people and the most successful. So I was kind of worried putting him on this list because I was like, it's really strange, but it's also pretty darn good in the realm of the Undertaker, who's an undead mystical Undertaker.
That could have that's a gimmick, and that could have been silly, but that's kind of how I view Goldust. I like Goldust, but the Boogeyman's a lot sillier.
Yeah, he is absolutely goofy, and Bill, it seems like it's right up your alley of wrestling.
Yeah, I got to vote for Boogeyman, too.
You know what? I've been saying that the last 2 rounds, Goldust. I played Goldust back in 4 days. The personal connection to Goldust.
Would you voted for Goldust up until the finals because of that?
I mean, honestly, if I never played that wrestling game, I wouldn't know Goldust. I wouldn't know. I would not know until today, probably. So I'm going Goldust. They got that nostalgia. Plus, the underdog is it's an underdog story, you know? Ralph Macchio in the making.
Yeah, the Boogeyman's a 19th.
An underdog.
Yeah, definitely an underdog. All right, so our final four got matchup number 1: the Gobbledygooker versus Arachnaman.
Oh,
Andy, you've been plugging both these guys for so long. I don't know who you're going to go with.
I'm really curious to see where Andy.
If you'd like, I've got some more information about the Gobbledygooker.
I want to hear it. I want to hear it. I already have my vote. I think it's easy, but I want to hear it.
So the guy who portrayed the Gobbledygooker, Hector Guerrero, actually had to audition for this in full costume. He would bounce from rope to rope. He did flips, somersaults, cartwheels. He had to look through the eyeballs. He had to have the big mask on too. He had to move left and right, trying to recreate a match. I think that's insane that they made him actually. Well, I guess it kind of makes
sense. It was Bill's theory. Bill said "Oh shit, we."
So that's even funnier. That they thought this was going to be a hit. That actually is really funny.
Yeah, I really
thought it was going to catch on. They thought they struck gold with the Gobbledygooker.
I love Arachnaman. I think it's fucking hilarious that they blatantly rip off Marvel and then get threatened with a lawsuit. But there is nothing funnier than planning this for months and then charging for it. There's nothing funnier than that. The Gobbledygooker.
Yeah, I think the Gooker is gonna. As much as I think the Arachnaman Arachnaman has grown on me. I mean, at first I'm like, he's not gonna, but then, by round 3, I'm like, okay,
he's still there.
He's there, You use the raid spray. You step on it. He just keeps coming back.
Awesome.
Rocket Man.
All right, so that's
So
3 for the gobbledygooker,
So
and
good.
the other side of the final 4 are the Ding Dongs against the Boogeyman.
Ding dongs.
Ding dongs.
Ding dongs.
Really? All of you with
Yeah,
the
of
Ding
course.
Dongs over the Boogie? Holy shit.
Did you hear the stories you were
Yes,
telling about the ding
course I did. The Boogeyman had plenty of stories as well. I'm also going to, now hold on, before this is finalized, I have a bit more about the Boogeyman somewhere around here.
If you could find something about a bunch of daredevil-looking people with bells getting accosted and booed after the marketing department said this is definitely good, this is gonna work.
I mean, I was just going to...
I feel like the Blue Man Group saw the Ding Dongs and were like, yes, that's what we need to be doing.
I mean, I was just going to say that the Boogeyman recruited somebody called the Little Boogeyman into his...
Was it a little person?
Oh, yeah. And then they had a tag team match against a guy named Finlay, who was an Irish guy, and Hornswoggle, which was his little person.
I feel like that's pretty prevalent in wrestling.
This was like 2009.
I'm glad. Okay, I'm out of two minds. It's very exploitative, but they're actually hiring these people that maybe can't find work in a lot of other fields.
Yeah, I mean,
As far as entertainment goes, like they need jobs. They want to do this. They're not. So I'm okay. I think it's okay. I don't know. Okay. Don't cancel me.
Yes.
I wasn't sure if that would push you more towards the Boogeyman, and I don't think it did.
It does. I really wish the Ding Dong was a little.
The Ding Ding?
A little.
Ding dongs are great.
All right,
Yeah.
3 for the Ding Dongs. And that move,
The
our
toughest final I could have imagined.
the Gobbledygooker versus the Ding Dongs.
I like the Ding Dongs personally.
I'm gonna I've got more about the Boogie, or not the Boogeyman, the Gobbledygooker. I'm sorry.
I need to know more. I need to know
So, okay, hold on.
a paid planned event. I need to know more.
One sec. I'm gonna show you a picture here to see. This was the egg.
Oh, I forgot to ask about the egg.
This
So
is
this is
a good one too.
Could you show us the GIF right under that?
I'd like to think
No, the one that-
There it is.
Oh, people paid for this. What is the one right to the right of that?
I think that's
This is a much bigger event than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, this was there were probably 15,000 people.
Look at the people in the audience. They're not even reacting. They're just like, what is going on?
How much money do they pay to be there?
How
was-
do you
that's
not
bad.
pick this as your winner?
Okay.
Oh yeah, this is so funny.
I've got a little bit more money. Or Jesus, I wish I had more money. More information. So Hector Guerrero had to be underneath that egg on the stage for 4 whole hours in costume. Enough time before the show so anybody entering the Hartford Civic Center could see him or could not see him. He had to be there before the very first match.
What if he passed out in the egg?
So he was given a TV monitor to watch the show, a light, I don't know, a flashlight or something, some drinks and snacks, and the ring crew, they pranked him by pasting pornographic photos inside the stage.
What kind of? How was that a prank?
Because Hector was a devout Christian at that point.
This story gets better every fucking time you add to it.
Oh my god!
If you
They
don't vote for the
tested they
gobbledygooker,
tested the gobbledygooker's morality. They tested his faith.
Yeah, they tempted him.
That's an easy vote for me for the gobbledygook.
I've got a little bit more. So after he hatched out of the egg, he goes down with Mean Gene and they talk a little bit, not like with a microphone, but talk to each other. And Gene says, "We're going to try and put it over," which basically means that they're going to try their best to make it work because nobody was reacting. Everybody was like, "What the hell is going on?" He tells Hector, "We're going to try and make it work." So they go to the ring and he does his stupid dance thing. He's tumbling all over the place. He made Gene Okerlund fall over a bunch of times, and he woke up with a bunch of bruises the next day. He was very sad, Hector Guerrero. Very sad about this.
Did he ever do anything else in wrestling after this?
This is sad. This is almost as sad as Bastion Booger, I feel like, because
this is pretty depressing.
He's about to win a championship in our bracket.
15,000 people just watching you make an ass of yourself.
15,000 people at the event. It's a pay-per-view event. Millions are watching this and paid harder.
Do you think he told people? Do you think he told people? Oh yeah, by the way, I'm the gobbledygooker.
It's
how many people did he tell?
Do you think it was on his LinkedIn profile?
November 1995 to December 1995, I was the gooker.
That's insane.
I mean, that's kind of sealed it for. I had a lot of love for the Ding Dongs, but it's such a clusterfuck.
Oh,
beautiful.
And I have to vote for the gobbledygooker.
All right, the Ding Dongs. It looks like Dominic. Are you in the same boat?
I think as part of me, I want the Gooker won already, but the Ding Dongs, I just love the fact that they came out and they were just like disappointment, just boos.
I just love that.
And just like the announcer guy, I can just see him just like having like this thinking about his life, like what the fuck am I doing? What am I doing this for? Like in two guys and bells, ding ding ding, just ringing constantly.
It's hilarious.
It's almost as bad. I mean,
really
it's not as like severe as the Gooker, but the
I
same
feel
level
like
though.
the gobbledygooker, he could have become beloved. There was like a possibility that if he just danced like a certain way a little bit more, he could have. The crowd could have fallen in love with him. Like in the wrestling community now, people look back on the gobbledygooker fondly.
And there should be a button to finish it at the top.
Like if the gobbledygooker came back as a surprise, I feel like it would go over a giant hit, right?
That's it.
Like
this.
people go crazy.
All right, gobbledygooker wins. Worthy adversary, the
Yeah.
Ding Dongs. Oh my God!
I actually had the Ding Dongs. So that was my pick for winners, actually.
Really?
What did the rest of you guys have?
Doink the clown.
Doink. That's a good choice.
Tugboat.
Wait, who'd you have?
Tugboat. That was before I knew what he looked like, and I thought for a second that he was actually going to go pretty far.
God, I have the
did
boogeyman.
love Tugboat.
All right.
You thought the man was going?
Here is though the question: how many are dead?
So by my count,
Oh, by the way,
yeah.
before the episode started, for the 2.5 people listening, Andy had us write down how many of these people we thought are dead.
We already did that.
What?
Did we already do that?
I don't think so. If we did,
Oh.
I forgot. I think we did it before.
It might have been slightly mentioned, but
What
what did
do
you guys all have?
I said that I had 7 people that were still alive.
Oh God!
Oh, you went the other way.
I say 10 are dead. I had 14 and crossed it off and did 10.
Was that 9, Bill? You're getting kind of robotic.
Yeah,
Okay, by my count, it was either 6 or 7.
Okay, I
Which
was right. Just reverse it.
You reversed it.
Bill's the
Reverse it.
winner.
I really thought there would be more, but a lot of these guys are mostly in like their mid-50s or so, and surprisingly avoided a lot of drugs. So good for them.
Yeah.
So I've got one.
Bill won.
Yeah, Bill, you get the big W there.
Oh,
I've got
great.
one more little piece of information.
I want to know who the wrestlers are. I want to know who's.
Okay.
I want to know who we should be paying our respects to.
So one of the members of the Misfits in Action, I think it was. I accidentally closed out some tabs. It was Sergeant AWOL.
Oh.
He's dead. The original Doink the Clown.
Yeah.
Who else? Off the top of my head, I gotta look at this thing again. Uncle Elmer.
That makes sense.
Oh.
I know. Uncle Elmer, I think, was the oldest person on here. The Fat Chick Thriller / that 70s guy.
He lived for the fast.
Who else? I feel there's at least two more that I'm missing, but I honestly don't remember.
But neither of the Ding Dongs are dead, right?
I don't think so. I didn't see anything about them being dead, and the Gobbledygooker is still alive. That's really what matters, isn't it?
Yes.
So the last little bit of information I have for you is that in 2001, at WrestleMania number 17, the WWF decided to have a gimmick battle royal. And they would bring back a lot of these guys and some that weren't on our list that had famous, goofy gimmicks and do an over-the-top rope battle royal, like a Royal Rumble, to determine who the winner was.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was a decent idea. It lasted. So, okay, I will go through and tell you everyone who's in there. Some of the people are on our list, some aren't. So let's see. We've got both of the Bushwhackers. We've got Duke the Dumpster Drozy. One of the Doink the Clowns. I don't know which one. Nikolai Volkov. Tugboat. The Goon. Earthquake. The Gobbledygooker. Brother Love. Michael P.S.
I thought Brother Love was a manager.
Well, I guess for this one match he wasn't. Michael P.S. Hayes. One Man Gang / Akeem the African Dream. Kamala the Ugandan Giant. Kim Chi.
They fought each other.
So I guess many of these guys did fight each other in this one fucking match.
Yeah.
My God. Okay, so Kamala, Kim Chi, who was Abe Knuckleball Schwartz, the same guy. Jim Cornette, who was a manager guy who managed a handful of these dudes. The Repo Man. Sergeant Slaughter. Hillbilly Jim. And the Iron Sheik.
Oh, you don't have the Iron Sheik? I know the Iron Sheik.
Yeah, he's. I didn't think he was that gimmicky as compared to some of these dudes, but he was just a big old like Arab sheik guy who would carry giant weight clubs and swing them around. And he was the one who won the match because he was the only guy who he won. Yeah, he won the match. He eliminated Hillbilly Jim last, and the only reason he won the match was because he was the only guy who couldn't fall down.
Ah.
Well,
He couldn't.
fall down.
He couldn't go over the top rope to the floor. He was too old.
Oh.
He was in such bad shape that he couldn't
So
take it.
decided that he was going to win because he couldn't.
Yes.
Wow.
That's the reason.
But
That was the reason.
what I noticed when you went through that list is poor Booger didn't get the invite.
No, Bastion Booger did not. Maybe he's one of the dead guys.
Boy, he lived a life of failure and died young.
Yes, he did. He died in 2010, September 11th, 2010.
Oh.
I knew. So, guys, if you ever have an extra 3 minutes and 7 seconds, you can watch the Gimmick Battle Royal on YouTube, I'm sure.
3 minutes?
That's it. It's only 3 minutes and 7 seconds.
What? There's like 20 people.
I can imagine a bunch of like older like wrestlers just, like running through and just like.
Oh, there was no running. No running.
How did the Gobbledygooker?
Oh, God. That was a lot of fun.
That was a good one. I enjoyed this. That was a good one.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, that will bring us to the very end of this Strangest Wrestling Gimmicks. Strangest Wrestling Gimmicks bracket here on Bracket Up. The Gobbledygooker, again, your winner, defeating the worthy adversary of the Ding Dongs. For Andy Misek, Phil Johnson,
Yeah.
Dominic Catalano, I'm Andy Jerrick.
And Roy Nader.
And Roy Nader, paid Zoom account. Thank you again, Roy. You're the best. We look forward to seeing you next time on Bracket Up. Take it easy.